You're watching the Action Sports Jax 24/7 network. Now it's time for the Brent and Austen Show.
All right, practice still going on right there. Don't keep that shot up too long as the Jags are just getting underway. Just getting underway, just about getting off the field for another session of Jaguars camp. Ends right about this time, and then the media sessions begin. And Travis Hunter on the podium today, along with Liam Cohen. So we'll get an update on the first few days. And, everybody's been talking. Tony Baselli and James Gladstone were on the coaches show yesterday with the Jaguars and Jaguars.com. We referenced a little bit like Trevor Lawrence with John Ogier. Obviously, we had Liam Cohen on the show earlier, and that's really become the topic of the week. I mean, the quiz thing. So thanks to Coach Cohen for starting with that. And it's really been kind of a fun one that everybody's grasped onto. And been kind of diving into and talking about, and I think maybe it's just a week-long story, but a fun first week of camp story for the Jacksonville Jaguars. And, so many eyes on Trevor Lawrence. I was just talking about Lawrence a lot out at camp with some folks, and it's I just don't know if we even talk about it enough. I think we know how big of a deal it is for Trevor Lawrence to have a good year, a big year. What does that look like? Does it have to be an unbelievable year? I don't think it has to be an unbelievable year. I think it has to be a year full of growth to make sure that it's trending in the right way. And you got the guy to do it in Liam Cohen. He's been able to do it with other players. And listen, everybody's got strengths and weaknesses. Trevor Lawrence has his share of weaknesses as well that might not match the guys that even Liam has worked with in the past, but he's also got strengths that I think maybe those guys don't have, specifically Baker Mayfield. So we'll talk a little bit more about Trevor. Travis Hunter in the white jersey today when we're out there at practice, and that is going to continue to happen. I think it gets exciting in about next week, one, when the pads go on, but two, when you start switching the jersey around and start going both sides of the field during the practice. He's been doing work on both sides, but more of it's just been off to the side. Like today, he was, if you saw Twitter, we tweeted out a drill of wondering if Austen and Hamby could even do this with me, or you could do it with your buddies, tennis ball drill. And he was in the white jersey. Those guys were in the, the teal. But he was still getting some work in with them, kind of pre-practice, if you will. But then he went over to the defensive side, and that's where he was today. So when there are breaks, when there's special teams, then he'll come over and share some things on the opposite side that he's on during the day. Travis Hunter talks today. We've heard Travis Hunter talk quite a bit. I don't expect too much from Travis Hunter today on the podium, quite frankly. Yeah, there's this drill. So, I think it was James Hartman asked, and I think I asked too, is could we do this, fellas? As we welcome Austen in. He just got back from practice too. He was right there for it as well. And listen, those guys couldn't do it nonstop. Mm-hmm. So it's obviously a bit tricky.
Well,
hacky sack with a tennis ball in the hands.
Yeah, it's a bit tricky, but also it's a very, you can call it a playful drill, right? Especially with Travis Hunter, he's going between the legs a little bit behind the back he was doing. So obviously, hand-eye coordination. You got to focus on two things at once. You have to throw the ball properly, hit your partner in the hands, but you also have to watch the ball coming at you as well. So it's all about hand-eye coordination. And, it may look easy. It's definitely not easy. But, I don't know how much you got here, but, Hunter kind of takes it to the next level a little bit and starts going between the legs. And you got Brian Thomas Jr., who's a little more reserved and just kind of statuesque, if you will.
Somebody, this whole drill actually fits all three personalities, I think. And I don't really know Deami Brown's personality that much, but I think he's somewhere in between those two guys.
Yeah.
And I think the whole drill, just their body language and their actions kind of fit that. Somewhere in there, by the way, they said reverse it, because that's why Brown threw it back at Hunter, and then I don't know if he heard it.
Yeah,
he got one off the helmet. Mm-hmm. But a little fun there. But also work. I think it's actual work. I think hand-eye stuff is real.
Yeah, without a doubt. If you're able to focus on this, you can focus on a football coming across the field and being able to catch it.
Somebody asked me this morning, early, they were like, hey, sum up camp a little bit. Give me something. I'm really positive. And they just texted me. And I was like, I've been grappling with this. You guys know. I even asked Hamby and Casey yesterday, all right, what do you want me to say? What do you want us to come back and say from the practice that you just saw, right? I mean, I was there Wednesday, Thursday. It's not a ton. I mean, you're not going to go crazy. And we've really whether you do it intentionally or not, I think you can get carried away this time of year.
Of course.
Right. So, and I have some intentionally, I don't want to do that because we've seen the results. And so I'm not going to do it. But I did say this. I actually told somebody else today at practice when I was asked this question. I said, I think you can see the detail and the communication from this coaching staff. I think you can see it. Like I think, and that's something that we don't always feel, is my point. So what I don't have is a good frame of reference from last year's group or even Urban's group or whatever's group at how they were at this, because I don't know if I was really watching it as much, or maybe it just didn't stick out as much. But I just feel like the way these guys, I've said this a lot, how they talk, I think we're seeing some of that preached on the field. And I have watched Liam a lot more than I normally would watch a head coach over these last couple of days. But I think there's some detail in there that what you'll hear from Cohen on a press conference today, but that you'll also see on the field. I think you can actually see it. It looks a little bit different in some of the detail-oriented stuff now that I've seen 3 practices. And that would be the way I would kind of sum. That's got me thinking, okay, details matter. I'm a detail guy. Like I tell my kids all the time, like, hey, 3 things in life, man. If you can do this, you're ahead of a lot of people. You can communicate a little bit, you pay attention to details, and you can outwork people pretty easy. And then you do those 3 things, and you're ahead of a lot of folks. So I really believe in the communication and the detail part of it. And I think these guys come with an MO that they're good at that. And I think it actually does show up a little bit in these small samples of practice.
Yeah. I didn't read the Jaguars memo of like what we can and cannot talk about at practice simply because it was like 50 pages long. So I'll try to keep it very generic. No, I mean,
disclaimer.
I know. I'm just saying, man. Hey, that was way too much to email. I didn't have time to read all that. I barely read Brent's emails.
Well, you had time. You just weren't going to read it.
Well, yeah, that's true. I wasn't going to read it. But I will say this much of them. Once again, this is my first day at practice, so I'm not sure how the past couple of days have been. But there's definitely an emphasis on players over plays. Players over play calling. Now, what do I mean by that? My first year in Kansas City, my only year in Kansas City, we had a guy by the name of Bob Sutton who was our defensive coordinator. Now, Bob Sutton, for those of you that know, comes from the Rex Ryan coaching tree. If you know anything about Rex Ryan, super complicated, a lot of checks and balances, a lot of high IQ stuff that you have to know. And that was day one. Right, so if you had been at a Kansas City Chiefs practice back in 2013, you would have seen that first day of practice. All right, I got to check with Tamba Ali, who's on the corner of me. What are we running here? What are we running there? And that's just the nature of the beast when you have a very complicated defense. What I've noticed today from the Jaguars, whether it's on offense or defense, this is more about getting the players ingrained more than it is about the play calling. We didn't see, I mean, once again, I can't really share a lot, but I can share this. I'm going to share it. There wasn't a lot of motions. Like Liam Cohen, if you watch what he had in Tampa, 9 times out of 10, every single play, you're going to see a wide receiver go into motion. You're going to see a tight end shift. Like, you're going to see a lot of just movement.
Yeah.
You didn't really get to see that today, and I think that's by design, because I think this is more about getting a feel for what the players can bring to the table, and then eventually when you start incorporating that motion, like the motion's in place because it's going to put the defense behind the 8 ball. It's going to get wide receivers open. It's going to get, if you got a tailback out of the backfield, it'll get him open. Like, the motion's going to only help everybody around, right? But right now the focus has to be on, well, who can get open just in base offense?
Yeah.
Who like what quarterback can see the open guy without having these schemes per se to scheme these wide receivers open? And that's what I saw today. It's more of a focus on what can these players do with the base, and then we're going to add stuff, later towards camp, I'm sure.
Hey, man, I know you're going to jump in, but let me just add something to that. This is part of the plan for Liam Cohen, too, is he wants to kind of undress this thing, if you will, make it very basic in the beginning, and make sure they can operate. And again, go back a little. I didn't hear all the James Gladstone and even Baselli last night. I saw a little bit of it, or maybe it was a clip of it. I can't remember. But Gladstone said after the first 2 days, what they were pretty happy about is the operation offensively. It is an intricate offense. Pre-snap specifically, it is an intricate offense. There's no hiding that. This is going to be, I think, the most complex offense maybe we've seen in Jacksonville. that in my 17 years here. But specifically, Trevor Lawrence has seen. And so there's a lot on his plate and a lot on the player's plate. So operationally, they want to get the fundamentals of it down before they start mixing in the wrinkles and the pads and everything else. Now, there was a little bit of a false start today when they were doing that, but those are the things that they want to avoid. They want to avoid those operational mistakes early in camp. Can we get the play call in? Can we get up to the line of scrimmage? Can we get the snap off? Then we'll start wrinkling in those other things. So I think it's very, to now steal a word that I'm going to probably steal a lot from Liam Cohen, intentional on their part these first few days.
As it should be, because not every coach has this philosophy. So some coaches want to get out there, if you're on offense and you're the play caller, you want to get up there right away and kind of like establish yourself as, hey, this is what the offense is going to be. Defense can't stop it. And you're not seeing that. And you're seeing the same thing on the defensive side of the ball. You can always tell this if you're watching a defense, where if you have guys in defensive line, if they're looking back at the linebacker saying, hey, what's the call? What's the check? And yeah, you're going to have a little bit of that conversation between the secondary. But once again, on defense, you didn't really see a lot of guys going, check what. No, it was just guys are lining up and playing football. And you know, maybe you have to walk before you can run. But I like this approach. I like this approach of not bogging everybody down with a lot of play calls, with a lot of motions, with a lot of checks. It's more about just, hey, what can you do on the football field? What are you capable of? We're going to evaluate that, and then down the line, we'll start adding the wrinkles.
Yeah, Brent, when you ask, what do you want to hear? Like from a fan perspective, I was thinking about it again, and I think it's the same answer as what I'm most looking forward to see come the regular season is a new-looking offense, right? I am more excited to see that than I am to see any particular player, even Travis Hunter. I'm looking forward to see a brand new looking offense, something that we haven't seen in Jacksonville, right? It's not just because Shad Khan said that the offense was boring and, you know, old school or whatever the exact word, stale, right? It's not. We've seen the same offense for multiple years. Obviously, if Shad knows that, so do we, right? And I think in the regular season, that's come week one, I can't wait for the first offensive drive. I just can't wait to see what it looks like. It's the same thing here in training camp, and I know we're doing less. Obviously, Cohen said that. You guys have both pointed it out. We're doing less motion, less complex things, and I don't even know necessarily how much the average fan could tell. How new does this look? Well, it probably looked new last year compared to the year before, right? Or something like that, because BTJ was in it, so they would have said, oh, this looks new.
I get what you're saying.
Right?
I think you're right, too, yeah.
But this is what I think we're most looking forward to seeing, is something, even if it's just one play. It's like, man, I don't know if I've seen that before. And of course, maybe they're not going to trot that out on day 2 or 3 of training camp. But over the next couple of weeks, it's like, I think, man, I haven't seen us do that. Man, that's a lot of shifts. That's a lot of motions. Well, that looks like a Liam Cohen play.
Yeah.
Right, that looks like a Liam Cohen. That looks like a Sean McVay new NFL offense, updated, up to date, you know, pushing forward play. As much as you could tell, I think that's would be one of the biggest takeaways.
Also, I thought it was interesting, again, Gladstone just stealing some of the stuff that I heard him say here, because he hasn't spoken as much recently as like Baselli and even Cohen has and some of the players. But, you know, what he said in that setting yesterday was, hey, there's a lot going on pre-snap for this offense. I found it interesting. He said post-snap, it's not as bad. It's not as much. It's not as difficult. Because all the work is done by then, and then you go play ball. Like that's and if you hear Trevor talk about it, you hear Cohen talk about it, if you really get in the weeds on it, I think that's what we're hearing. And you got to know the stuff. It's a long play call. I was just talking to somebody else, been around ball a long time over there. He's like, it is a long play call. Like it is involved. And everybody's, obviously the offensive linemen are just listening for their cue. But for the quarterback, there's so much on him to be able to deliver and convey and then go play before the snap. But Trevor did talk about that a little bit this week. Like, you really play in rhythm after that, right? You're now trying to get just the job done off what your eyes and everything said before they actually snap the ball. So it is going to be fascinating to watch what happens before the snap. And we saw the staleness last year. We asked a month into the year, where's Christian Kirk out of the backfield? Like that's the one I go to all the time. What is Liam Cohen says that I love and I can't wait for? He said it to us Tuesday when he was live on the show. Anytime that dude says 21 Pony pony
personnel.
I'm like, I said Pony Express, 21 pony personnel. I'm like, let's go.
Yeah.
I mean, get the two backs on the field. I mean, we were begging for it last year. How much are we going to see it? Will we see it? When we see it? Like, I can't wait to see that as well. I like what Hamby's saying. Now, we might not be able to see that all until September, and that's okay.
Yeah.
But I do anticipate that. I'll be almost disappointed at this point if I don't see some of that.
Yeah, and I think with this offense, we're going to see a lot more anticipation. We're going to see a lot more of dictating what you want to do. I feel like last year with Doug Peterson, it was more about just kind of responding to what the defense was giving you, right? And maybe some timing was off, the routes were off. It didn't feel like an assembly line, right? It didn't feel like, okay, at our will, we're just going to go out there and do our thing, right? And that's where anticipation comes in. That's where the offense and the motions and everything, they go, you know what, I'm going to throw to you, wide receiver. I'm going to throw before you even get out of your break because, hey, we know what this offense is going to be. Last year was about responding to what the defense was doing. And you know what? That's the last thing you want as an offense. Mm-hmm. As defenders, we're taught you respond to what the offense does. That's a defensive way of thinking.
It is.
You don't want that. You want to establish the tempo. You want to throw guys open. You want to throw with anticipation. And I think, once again, it's very early in camp. The pads aren't on yet. But I would say going into preseason game number 1 and then the regular season, you're going to see a lot more anticipation. You're going to see a lot more of guys influencing as opposed to, oh, this defense is doing this, let's respond.
Yeah, I'm not going to belabor what I said a million times over the last year, but I just go back to the London press conference if you want and ask Doug the identity. Like, seriously, that's to me where it sticks out. It's like it takes forever to answer the identity, which means you really don't have one, because you're not dictating play to just back up what you said. And so I do think there's going to be that. Now, with that comes a lot of responsibility on 16 and Trevor Lawrence. And he's already, it's just fascinating to me how he's going to handle this. How I think he wears it all well. I think he's okay with a lot of that on his shoulders. But the bottom line is he's got to go play good. He's got to play better. He does not have to be the MVP of the league this year, in my opinion, but he does have to get back to some of that 2022 form. We have to be able to say at some points like this year, he's playing the best football of his career. Like, he has to be able to say that. And I don't even think that's like, you can go tongue-in-cheek, oh, it's not a high bar. No, it is pretty high bar. He played really good football in 22. Like, don't sleep on the fact that he was one of the top 3, 4, 5 quarterbacks in the league the second half of 2022. That's how good a football he was playing. Now, you weren't going to put him in the MVP race at that time based off the first half, all those. The numbers weren't going to scream it. I'm just telling you the way he was playing football at that time was to that kind of level, like he really was. Now, that's a maybe a 4-game stretch or a 5-6 game stretch, depending on which games you're looking at. He's got to do that more consistently, but I don't even need him to do that. I need him to play like the 12th best quarterback first.
Right.
Correct. And then we can talk about trying to get there.
That's exactly where I had him in my rankings.
Yeah, there's just so much there. And we know that. Like, we know that. He knows that. Everybody knows that. It hinges on that, of course, but so much of the work being done. And I will say this. This part, I think, is important to note. At least the early returns are that they are impressed with him until this point at grasping it.
Right.
I don't think that's just talk. I don't think they're just BSing everybody, blowing smoke. I think I've talked to people off the mic that have said similar things that are impressed with how he's handled it to this point. Now, you got to practice it, right? You can't just understand it. That's the next step of this, because it gets second nature, but I think he's off to a good start. Beats the alternative where it's like, hey, he's really struggling to get it. Or I think he's impressed a lot of folks, because remember, they don't know him. They just know what they hear coming into this situation. They see the tools. Everybody sees the tools. There's so much to like. Nobody's ever said I don't like Trevor Lawrence. Everybody wants to work with Trevor Lawrence. Like, all those things are true. But they also don't know where his capacity is for this kind of stuff, for an intricate offense. Does it have to be dialed down a little bit? A lot of quarterbacks coming out of college this day and age, it has to be dialed back for them. But he looks like he's got the capacity to handle it, which is a good thing. And now, does he have the capacity to own it and, just master it? Quite frankly. And I just don't think it's fair to say that's going to happen in September and October. I really think that might not come until 2026, folks. I mean, it's going to take some time for him to play at the highest of levels that he wants to play at, that Liam Cohen wants him to play at. It's not realistic to sit here and say he needs to play September, October that way. You can still play good football, though, but you just might not master it for another year and a half.
No, for sure. But then you look at a guy like Baker Mayfield, who seemed to master it in 1 year with Liam Cohen.
Well, I don't know
right?
if he's mastered. I think he played well in it. I don't know if he mastered it.
He was a top 5 quarterback. I mean, statistically.
I think Tom Brady could win Super Bowls in New England before he actually mastered the Charlie Weiss system.
Okay.
I mean,
like,
he could do both.
Does Baker Mayfield know, like, front to back the Liam Cohen system? Probably not.
Yeah.
But obviously, playing on that system, it elevated him and it gave him by far the best year of his career. I'm not saying that we need Trevor Lawrence to finish it as a top 5 quarterback in the NFL in terms of fantasy football or stats or whatever. But I think, if Trevor Lawrence could have the best year of his career, now we're off to a good start.
Yeah, maybe bad timing for this conversation because overall the offense, like at least toward the back end of practice, is not playing great today.
There we go. Is that what people are reporting?
Yeah, we saw a couple. I saw like a ball that kind of came out of Trevor's hand, kind of funny, almost was picked off. And then I think I just saw somebody say like there was an interception, and that would be the first one in the few days for Trevor. I know Nick Mullins has had a couple. Be interesting to see what Cohen looks like. I like the body language sometimes. I don't think Cohen's going to be able to front this thing too well at times. If he's pissed off, I think you're going to kind of notice.
Gotcha.
Or at least a little frustrated. But he also knows. I think he knows you're going to have some up and down days.
Yeah.
It'll probably be very interested in how they come back because remember tomorrow they don't have practice, so it'll be interesting to see how they come back on Sunday. And he'll probably, all coaches do that. Like that's not atypical. Anything else that caught your attention out there? Again, it's hard to describe this for people that don't go out there, but there's just not. These are very short sessions.
Yeah, I mean, like from things I can actually talk about. It's. I think we're going to see a lot more when they're in full pads. I mean, Travis Etienne looks good. I think he always looks fairly good, but looks pretty fast to me. Obviously, being used as a wide receiver too. I'm sure people talk about it practice a little bit. Like he looks the part. Now whether or not he's going to parlay that and to have a stellar year this year to try to re-up on a contract, maybe someplace else, whatever that plan's going to be. But I will say this: like, I'm not sure what the rotation is going to look like. If it's going to be running back by committee, if it's going to be Travis Etienne leading the way, but it looks like he's going to want a lot of that lion's share of the carries. Yeah. Once again, just from a guy that's not wearing pads right now.
Well, guys, a lot of people in the chat saying Tootin, the hype's on him picking up because he's on a nice day.
I'll say this, guys, about Tootin. I think the Tootin hype is going to continue to grow, and I think he's really going to look good at this time of year because it looks like you could see the speed right in shorts. Again, 17 years of doing this here in Jacksonville, I just get to the point where it's like, okay, get the pads on, then we'll talk kind of trenches, linebackers, running backs, like those positions get a little bit more involved when you get the pads on and we can see a bit more. We're not going to get a heavy dose. Yeah. We're going to see a little bit more that we can kind of evaluate. And I think they feel the same. That's not just a Brent thing. I think they feel that way too. Like they're not going to you're not going to be fully able to evaluate until the pads go on, especially those big guys. But that does come up on Monday.
No, without a doubt. And like, is Tootin going to, kind of get that Bucky Irving role? Like, is he going to cement himself so much ahead of Travis Etienne and Tank Bigsby where you can't deny him? Like, I'm not sure if we're talking about that, but I will say this about Tootin though. I think this is a guy where you're going to see him at least in some sort of packages where you just give him the ball in space and let him do his thing. You remember like when Peterson had Jamal Agnew and like for a while before, obviously he got hurt, but like, Agnew kind of had a couple packages where it's like, let's just get this dude in space.
Yes.
Devon Achane had this before. Achane now became like the go-to guy, it seems like, in Miami. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if we see Tootin kind of at least have some sort of those packages where it's like, hey, for 4, 5, 6 plays a game, let's get him on the field, let's get him in space and let him do his thing.
Yeah, that's actually, I think you bring up a good point because if you go around the league, and I don't have every example of this, but in my mind, you guys can correct me if I'm wrong. You even take a guy like Jahmyr Gibbs early on. You take, what's the other guy? You just mentioned Achane. They weren't like it wasn't 20 touches a game for those guys. It was eased in kind of those package type things. And I know you're comparing Jamal Agnew, and that's a good illustration, but it would probably be a little bit heavier than that even. But it's not like go give this guy the ball 16 times right off the rip. Yeah. And of course, Irvin ended up earning that. And I just don't know. I know we have that as a baseline for where this worked for Tampa and where this worked for Liam Cohen. I also think that's a little bit unusual to go in and go grab a spot like that, and kudos to him. Yeah. But I don't think you can say, okay, yeah, you did it. Well, everybody's going to do it, right? I think we have to be careful of that. I think the better question around that running back room is kind of my what-if game. What if ETN looks as good as he did in year 2? Like, are you rooting for that? Not you. Do you think the staff is rooting for that? Do they feel like, hey, we had to go get other guys because we're not sure what we have in the room exactly. We have to go start planning for the future, too. ETN is not going to be here most likely next year. Mm-hmm. But if you could wish something out of that running back room, and it's in a private room inside that building, are they rooting for ETN to have a career year, or are they rooting for Tootin, a guy like Tootin, to be as good as they think he might be, even though they picked him in the 4th round?
That's a great question.
I mean, listen, I think ideally what you want is you want ETN to obviously want to play for another contract. And you want to get the best Travis Etienne, and then you're going to bring in Tootin as you see fit as maybe more of a change of pace. I'm trying to think of, like, the Ravens did this back in 23. Who was the running back that was supposed to be like the next big thing, then he got hurt? 23. And then he shattered his ACL.
Not Dobbins?
No. It was the
fast guy.
Didn't wear the gloves.
Are you talking about the fast guy?
Correct.
Against the Jags, he got hurt.
Yes.
I forget his name too, man. I know exactly who you're talking about.
It's Mitchell something, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
I know who you're talking about.
But like that's what I feel like great offenses can do, is like they can take this guy that maybe kind of goes on the radar a little bit, but you ingrain him, he blows the doors. Ravens.
Keaton Mitchell?
Yes.
Mitchell,
Thank you.
You said Mitchell, didn't you?
Yeah, but I forgot his first name.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, Mitchell.
That was good. Way to work through that.
But what do you have his numbers in front of you, Hamby?
Let me look the guy up.
Because I'm pretty sure they're pretty unreal. And he's strictly just a speedster.
Yeah.
Like,
let me see.
But my point though, Brent, is like if Tootin could just even find that role once again, 5, 6, 7 reps a game, like throw him in there and then just let him use that dynamic speed.
Yeah, 2023 he played 8 games, 47 carries in those 8, which is 6 a pop.
Yeah.
And he was averaging 8 yards a carry.
Yeah,
8.4, had 400 yards and 2 touchdowns, caught a few balls as well.
Yeah, so it was strictly built off speed though.
Yeah.
Right? And they just kind of kept elevating him. Like Bucky Irving, like not necessarily the speedster, but he fit the role just because he was more of the complete back, right, over Rachaad White. But my point though is if Tootin can fit that Mitchell role right there, the guy we just talked about, I'm not mad at that.
Yeah. By the way, Hamby's burner. I mean, listen, we're going to dinner at one place. You can't have both. You can't have career year for ETN and Tootin.
Sure.
Having like a Bucky Irvin type season. Like, because here's the deal. There's not the capacity for both.
No.
It's got to be one or the other. So I think that's an interesting question. Like, I would go with ETN, but I've been a big ETN guy. Mm-hmm. Now, it's also nice if you pick a 4th round pick and you got him for a while and he becomes like a star, right? But I do like the idea of ETN having a really good year because I've seen it before. Like, I know what it could look like. Let's do this. Take a break. Brent and Austen Show on the Action Sports Jacks 24/7 network. And don't forget recyclingsimplified.com with Republic Services. We'll recycle some of the bigger topics of the day coming up in the noon hour in case you missed it and jump in the show late. Plus, what else is coming out of camp, and we'll continue to monitor that over the next couple of hours. We take until 1 o'clock. Happy Friday, everybody, as we head into the weekend. Travis Hunter in the white jersey. Jaguars back out there for day 3. Sunday practice in the morning. Pads go on Monday. And here we go, already almost into week 2 of Training Camp 2025. When it's time to get a new car for anyone in your family, just remember, nobody but Nimnick, the #1 Buick GMC dealer in Jacksonville. Get the latest price breaks on 2023 and 2024 models or the newest 2025 vehicles in the showroom on Phillips Highway or shop online at NimnickBuickGMC.com 24 hours a day. GMC Sierras, Yukons, and the redesigned Acadias, or get the all-new redesigned line with Buicks. It's nobody but Nimnick, and part of the reason why is this is a first-class buying experience here at Nimnick Buick GMC. You're not just a customer, you're a friend. This is about getting a vehicle that best fits you and getting you on the road, and also helping you and your family down the road. Nimnicht has a treating you right guarantee, courtesy, respect, fairness. And most Buicks, GMCs, and Jacksonville's only Car Bravo dealer, nobody but Nimnicht. Who has put in the most years and stands behind a better experience? Nobody but Nimnicht. GMC, we are professional grade.
Putting your needs first. It's the backbone of how First Florida Credit Union does business. In all honesty, you might as well be speaking another language when it comes to finances. Sure, I'm good with my money, but what am I missing in the fine print? That's what led me to First Florida Credit Union. They're the perfect choice for anyone starting their financial journey because they keep finances easy. Plus, they offer financial education and resources I can trust. So I'm always growing more confident. And as a young adult, I am constantly adding more responsibilities to my plate. From a car payment to a mortgage, it all adds up. Luckily, First Florida Credit Union makes sure it adds up in all the right places and not the wrong ones by offering better rates and lower fees than traditional banks, even if you're still trying to grow your credit. Because as a member-owned institution, First Florida genuinely puts people's needs first rather than focusing on profit. So I know as my needs change, they'll be right there to help me reach my goals. Check out firstflorida.org to learn how you can benefit too.
I've been telling you about CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing for a long time now. Their drinking water systems remove up to 99% of contaminants. We've had a Connecticut water softener and drinking water system in our home for more than 7 years. You can see the difference whether you're washing clothes, the dishes, or what I like to do most, fill this up for some coffee every morning and mostly all day. Remember, if you're not filtering your water, you are the filter. Don't be the filter. Right now, you can get a free Connecticut reverse osmosis system with a purchase of a Connecticut Premier Softener. The experts at CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing will test your water for free and determine your water score. Don't know your water score? CGC will find out and recommend the appropriate Connecticut water treatment solutions so you can improve it. Call 904-552-1242 or visit cgcwater.com. Ask about our 90-day love it or leave it guarantee. CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing, an authorized independent Connecticut dealer. Florida license number CFC 1432579.
Choose your own adventure. It's not just a saying, but a way of life here at Cycles of Jacksonville. And whether it's 2 wheels or 4 wheels, at Cycles of Jacksonville, a great adventure awaits. With brands like Honda, Vespa, Segway, and Triumph, Cycles of Jacksonville has you covered with their inventory featuring a 60,000 square foot building. If 4 wheels is more your thing, check out the largest selection of Honda Talons in the entire county. No matter what you're looking for, Cycles of Jacksonville is going to have the selection you need, all with great financing and rebates. Plus, if you're active duty military, Cycles of Jacksonville will offer you 0% financing along with great discounts for military and first responders. And when you want to get off the road and set sail, Cycles of Jacksonville has you covered with everything you need to get on the water. So if you're ready for a great adventure, let Cycles of Jacksonville be your guide. Located off Atlantic Boulevard or check out their website at cyclesofjacksonville.com.
It's fast-paced,
Hands off on first down, and there goes Edward Vander.
high fly,
Wide open receiver. It's caught.
action-packed, weekend fun. Fun for the entire family. It's the Jacksonville Sharks. I feel like anybody could play in this league. It's gotta be like backyard football, right?
Whoa! This ain't the Arena League, Brent. This is the indoor league, and they play defense here.
It's a lot safer to just watch the professionals play. And watching is a lot of fun. A party in the stands at the arena for kids and adults. And it's indoors. Get out of the heat for the summer and watch the Sharks shine inside. Jacksonville Sharks football, season number 15. It's the Drive for 5, and it's still alive. Get your tickets at jacksharks.com.
Welcome back to the Brent and Austen Show, streaming on the Action Sports Jax 24/7 network.
Justin Fields returns to practice, but when you need a little drama, apparently you go to Little League. Yesterday, we had a 5-year-old football player doing an insanely demonstrative dance.
Oh, don't call it demonstrative.
Insanely. Just add your opinion.
Well, that's what we're going to say.
Is this the kid that got suspended?
All right, here's the story of the day. I want you to pay attention to this bat flip right here. Check this out, Austin.
Okay.
So this is in the New Jersey Little League playoffs.
Okay.
This kid is a 12-year-old. He was ejected.
He's 12, by the way.
He was ejected for this bat flip
the
right
bat
here.
flip?
Okay. He gets ejected, and with the ejection comes a 1-game suspension.
Okay.
There's one problem. The next game was the state title game.
Mm-hmm.
It was like, I guess, a day and a half later or something like that. Somehow, I don't know who his family knows, they filed what's called, I guess, an emergency junction and got it in front of a judge.
Yep.
Smart.
Appealed the suspension, which I would love to see that announced in court. The state of New Jersey versus 12-year-old bat flipper.
Mm-hmm.
They win. He gets reinstated just to join in on a 10-0 ass kicking to lose the championship.
Oh, they ended up losing it.
Ooh. Well, there's zero excuses, though.
Yeah, that's
beat,
true.
you
That's
know?
a good point.
He's
Yeah,
got
that's a good
beat.
point.
You got beat.
You know, it was really interesting. Somebody had a side-by-side video of like a similar deal. Isn't what's his name? Who did I see win the home run derby? Former Red.
Frazier.
Todd Frazier. So he played in the Little League World Series.
Okay.
And I think he's from Jersey. And I think it might have been from around the same, maybe it's a state rule or whatever else, but they have a similar bat flip of when he was like 12.
Yeah.
And so somebody did a side-by-side of it. So again, I don't know the full context, but they for some reason they pulled like a Todd Frazier bat flip like this. This does go along the lines of what we did do yesterday. Impressionable kids, like they're seeing it. Like where does it fall? Like this story's been floated around now for over a week.
Oh, has it?
Yeah, well, because it was before the championship game. I mean, there were a couple of days that it was like, should he be suspended?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I mean, in one way, it's like, hey, the rules are the rules. If the guy,
It's called a
Ejected
horseplay rule.
A horseplay?
yeah.
What it's called?
But I think
No one's saying horseplay anymore, by the way.
that
either.
is true.
So let's go ahead and change that.
But doesn't that sound very Little League-ish?
Horseplay sounds like I'm in kindergarten and
Yeah.
like the teacher had to tell my mom Austin's horseplaying in class too much.
Well, but it's the same reason why I would say should they flag the kid in the little Pop Warner game for his. Like, you've got to move with the times. When the kids are really impressionable, like this, I don't know what the penalty. If you don't like the bat flipping, an ejection and suspension can't be the same. Maybe an ejection, but it's like if you throw a punch and you get ejected, okay, you're out for whatever.
Correct.
Like those are different things. These are different things, and you just got to figure it out and move. And I just don't think like, oh, we don't want it, like because it's all 50-year-old board members,
Of course,
and it's like right that are making these rules. It's like, well, we don't want it. It's like, well, it doesn't matter. The kid, that's like second nature to the kids now to chuck the bat up in the air.
Of course.
Umps ruled it a, quote, safety concern because bat flipping is considered horseplay.
Yeah, I'm sure it is. At the end of the day, like, with all due respect, MLB players are a lot more impressionable to young little leaguers than the rules are. So if you have a guy like, I don't think Ohtani does this, but like if you have Ohtani who does a bat flip and then he does his wave thing and you have another kid do that, well, you mean to tell me the guy that's making, well, I don't know what, $300 million or whatever, can get away with it at the highest of levels, at the professional level, but you mean to tell me a little league kid can't do the exact same thing that he saw his favorite baseball player emulate? Like, we can't do that because of horseplay? Like, it's a stupid thing. It's a stupid rule. And once again, if you're gonna hold everyone accountable, then hold major leaguers accountable and say, oh, well, we got kids bat flipping, so hey, major leaguers, guess what? If you bat flip, that's gonna be a fine. That's gonna be suspension. No, that's not gonna happen because it sounds absolutely stupid.
It does sound pretty stupid. What else we got? Hey, speaking of stupid, carted off for a toe injury, dislocated, but back at practice.
So listen,
is he tough or not?
No,
He's back
let's
at practice.
Listen, I understand right now that everyone's hurting for sports news, right? Like we're in the dog days of baseball, which obviously I'm a fan of being a Brewers fan. But you know, NBA, we'll see ya. Summer League's done now, or it's close to done. NHL, no one's talking about that anyways, unfortunately. Soccer, we're all set. So what do we got to talk about? We got training camp, right? We got how good J.J. McCarthy is right now, who is the reincarnation of Patrick Mahomes. Been following his storylines at all during Vikings training camp. But what'd you have yesterday? Justin Fields. Oh, Jets are snake bitten. And I'm going to be honest, I felt
feeling bad.
I was feeling bad, right? I was getting a prayer group together. I was getting ready to talk to Casey Kurtz about it because Casey Kurtz is like Justin Fields. It's like his Sam Darnold now. Like Casey Kurtz has moved on from Sam Darnold, and now Sam Darnold is Justin Fields. If you know what I'm saying, if you follow the old show, you know what I'm saying. Back out there today in the warm-ups, bounding, jumping, doing agility things. Huh?
Scare.
A scare, but also, Brent, this is where
Why would you be doing all that even with a dislocated toe? Wouldn't you take the day off? I mean,
you think you would, Brent?
Yeah.
But also, I'm going to make a new rule right now. If you get carted off, you're out for minimum 3 weeks. I don't care if it's a toe and it was no. And if they got to bring the carts out to get you and drag you off the field, you're out for at least 3 weeks.
And let me add on
That's
to
a
that,
rule.
Austin. If your head coach, when asked about it, refers to the backup quarterback at any point in the answer, that's tacking on another week.
This reminds
Tax
me.
on. Yep.
This reminds me when I was growing up, and I must have been in like 2nd or 3rd grade, and I just got into snowboarding. I was a skier with my stepdad, who was a big skier, and then I broke his heart. I said, "Man, I'm a skateboarder. Snowboarding looks a lot cooler." And he goes, "Yeah, okay, that's fine." And like the 3rd or 4th day, I'm on my snowboard at the hill. Because like if you crash like at a ski resort, they have like the sleds.
Oh,
that come out and get
that's
you?
right. They pull you, yeah.
Yeah, they pull you. And I'll never forget what he told me getting off the trail. He goes, "Hey, Aus, you do realize that if you get hurt, you break your leg or something, your ass is gonna like board down the hill. We aren't getting
we aren't getting tugged.
We aren't getting the snowmobile." And I go, "Okay." He's like, "Yeah, that's embarrassing, right?" So then now fast forward like 4 or 5 years later, and this is obviously the same stepdad, Mark, who got in a bad ski accident a few months ago. But this is before that fact. He got another ski accident and knocked himself out unconscious and had to get a ride.
Oh, he had to get one.
So, but I had to go scoop him up. So he's at like the ski patrol hut, and I walk in and I can tell. He goes, "Oss." I go, "What's up, Mark? What's up, Bison? Doing all right?" He goes, "Nah, man. I took one." I go, Did you ride the sled down?" And he goes, "Yeah, man. I was unconscious. I had to do it." I'm like, "Oh, interesting." But like, that's what I'm talking about, man. Where if you're getting carted off the field of a football practice, and Justin Fields, I'm not going to question your toughness or anything, but I'm going to question why you're back doing bounds a day later after you had to ride the cart off the field.
That's a good call, man. And by the way, most guys, right, and this is a very real thing. Even we saw this with Trevor in the Cincinnati game on Monday night, doesn't want the cart.
Yeah.
That's like a thing. Like to your point, I didn't realize it was a thing in the ski patrol.
Oh, dude,
it's a thing.
Yeah.
And so like you don't take that thing unless you have no choice and no say, unless you're knocked out. But like that was that. Remember, everybody was killing like the Jags. Like, why didn't you card them? Like, well, the player doesn't want to.
Correct.
Be. Most
players don't.
Right.
Want.
And so I remember that being a story actually a bit. It was like, why didn't they card them? Like, questioning the Jags like medical staff.
Wasn't that was like a national analyst, right? I
think it was. I think it was obviously a Monday night game, but it just because there was a long walk where he was because he was down the other end of the field, and so they were showing the whole thing. So it was like this.
Been Dan Orlovsky the next day, I think.
It might have been, yeah.
Oh yeah, we good?
Looks like that toe's fine.
We all good?
By the way, Fields got some hops, doesn't he?
Of course. But let's go ahead and jump and put all our body weight on that toe that supposedly was just dislocated.
Have you had a dislocated toe?
No, I've broken a bunch of toes, but I never dislocated one. It's not ideal.
No, I know. Because sometimes people say honest, like that pinky toe or whatever, it's really like it hurts like a son of a gun.
Oh, yeah. I wouldn't be doing that the day after I broke one of my toes.
Yeah.
Maybe that's Aaron Glenn and just saying, "Hey, man,
yeah,
welcome to the kneecaps philosophy here. Get back out there."
That's right. And, by the way, I do think there's a little bit of that. I don't think that's just. I think.
No.
I don't know if that's on Aaron Glenn's side. I think it might be on Field's side.
Yeah.
It's like I'm the franchise quarterback here.
Yeah.
So I'm going to show my toughness and going out and doing this, and so I think there is something to that. I think that's a little overblown and overhyped. I do agree with you guys. If you get carted off, man, at least take the next day.
Take a personal day. It's traumatic going in that cart. I've been on that cart before. It ain't fun.
It's traumatic.
It is, man.
Did you get carted?
When I had my Liz Frank injury, I had to get carted. Yeah.
If we're talking about traumatic experiences and how you respond, Fields was not the biggest one yesterday. I don't know if you guys have seen this video, but I think I watched it 15 times in a row last night. The sound makes it incredible. And we'll see how you judge the response made by this individual. This is Savannah Bananas baseball player.
Oh, I saw this
on the news.
No.
What you just saw there is a brand new twist on America's favorite pastime.
Listen.
So
The sound is so good.
I have some thoughts about this. Because he's getting, obviously, this is everywhere.
Yeah, it's everywhere. Can I give my thought for a second? My thought has nothing to do with the kid.
Yeah.
My thought has to do with the people in our profession. And this is what I always say about national folks. Not all of them, but specifically news people. That dude doesn't know what the hell to do in ad lib. He has to go right to the freaking prompter.
Yeah.
It's that's not what you go to, man. You got to say something before you get back on the script. You can't come out of the backflip fail and be like, this is a whole new twist on baseball.
Yeah.
I mean, what are we doing?
I'm going to say this
National
much,
guy.
And I know he lost his shoe there. What do you think we would have talked about more if he would have fell or if he would have did the backflip and actually landed it?
Oh, 100%.
Oh, you think he did? You think that's it?
Watch the video. Watch how he raises his arms and he puts his chest out. Like
any excuse to watch again. Yes, let's do it.
Dude, he knew exactly what he was doing here. Like he
almost flopped.
He caught his fall.
Yeah.
How many you see people miss a backflip?
Austin, that is face right into it. Though.
Yeah, but
watch it slow
again,
motion, man.
Watch
the slow motion.
He watched a lot of wrestling.
Dude, he does exactly what a wrestler does. He stops his fall.
You know what? I'm going to put this in slow motion. I got to
do it.
But when he first came up, when I saw that video multiple times, and even now, when he first comes up, I felt like he already had blood on his face.
Oh, really? He's
did.
bleeding? Oh, okay.
No, but it's just
I'm
the
like,
lighting.
Well, then maybe I'm wrong.
It's just the lighting. But
put it in slow motion, man. Watch this. Dude, he didn't mean to do a backflip. That was the play the whole time. Because look, he doesn't even come close to it, Hammy. Go back one more time. Watch this. Like, he doesn't even commit to it. It's literally a belly flop. Watch how he catches himself here.
Well, but does he?
Look, he puts his hands out. I'm telling you, it's a setup.
Yeah, I think you're right, man.
I know.
That's a good call.
It's all good.
And that's Savannah Bananas marketing.
I think it's genius because literally the first thing I go on Twitter today was this dude right here, and everyone's like, "Oh, can you just see this? Like how it's just okay." I mean, it may have been awkward. It may have got some attention. I think he meant to do it.
I just love the sound of his face.
Oh, dude, it's loud. It's boisterous. Hey, but you don't think he did it on purpose?
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
I
don't know who that guy is.
That's a good thought. I think you're right.
I recognize that guy's face.
Yeah.
And, I mean, I think it's like a prerequisite, like in your application, that you've got to be able to do like 100 backflips in a row.
Sure.
To be
Okay.
a Savannah Banana. So I'm sure that guy's done 1,000 of them.
Yeah. Maybe he knows how to fall. Yeah.
Look, if you guys had a big issue with me potentially touring the Fenway Park, I'm sure you will with this. On Labor Day in about a month, I'll be going to a Savannah Bananas game at PNC Park.
Oh, you're going to
Nice, man.
That's cool. That's good. Why would we have a problem with that?
Yeah. What's wrong with the bananas?
Okay.
My son loves them. Yeah, dude. We're all for that.
You're going to see an
it.
event. Like,
Yeah, man.
Okay.
You're not going to PNC Park to make a tour of it.
I think that would be cool too.
PNC is.
well, you do that in the morning. Like I said, it's okay if you want to go tour it, but do that in the morning and then go to the game.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't have that option, Brent.
I know you didn't.
And that's why we made fun of you.
That's why.
I mean, I don't know why it's so hard to understand.
I don't either. It's like, that's why we said go to the
Why is
Cheers
this-
Bar or Quincy Market.
Yeah. Why is this getting lost in translation here, man?
Oh, yeah.
You're going to go tour a baseball game without actually going to a baseball. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Is that
Even if you had a concert, I would go for that. Like, because I know some people now to go to the concert, so that's fair enough. Like, that's
Yeah.
why you're going to the venue.
Yeah.
So then I would vouch for that.
I would go to St. Augustine all day and see a concert there. Wouldn't tour the St. Augustine Amphitheater, though. I'm all good.
okay? It's totally different. Anyway, I guess we haven't. I've been meaning to, but forgot. Is that what led to me getting blocked?
No, we explained that. So what happened? That wasn't an.
Don't worry, Hamby. I had your back on this, by the way.
Hamby, it still could get even worse for you, just to let you know. So I got the bots. right?
Yeah.
And the bot, so what I do, I'm on a mission. Like every time I see a bot, I spam it.
Yep, make it worse though.
Oh, okay.
So I'm doing like sometimes, man, they go, there's like a bunch of them in a row. Mm-hmm. And so I'm going through and, sometimes your timeline kind of slides up.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I was completely looking or whatever. And somehow I end up, I spammed you and blocked you.
Yep. Brent was getting block happy.
And I was like, I actually caught it in real time because when you block, I've never blocked somebody before this bot stuff. Never on Twitter. I've been on Twitter for a long time. Never blocked anybody until the bot. I just feel like that might have been a good way to get rid of them. Mm-hmm. I don't even know if that's true.
You might be making it worse, honestly.
I might be. I've said that. I went the first wave. I didn't do this, and I was like, I'm going to try this. But when you do it up top, they get like a notification, like you just blocked, and it said Jason Hamby, and I'm like, oh crap!
Yeah.
I was like, I hit the wrong one, and so I'm now like looking. I wouldn't say feverishly, but I'm like, well, I can unblock. That's why I said when you text me the other day, I get a text from it was like, can you unblock me?
Yeah,
I was like, I thought I already did. Like I thought I went right in and unblocked you, but I was more concerned that I had spammed you.
Oh, yeah.
Because now I'm like reporting you. Well, and I was like, how do I take that back? And I couldn't find a way to take it back.
And Brent,
so if you ever get shut down on Twitter, it's probably my fault.
I don't want to add more stress to your life too, man. But like we saw this happen last night. Brent sent me and another person a group text message, and it was in green. And the text message referred to an email that I never received. So I was like, oh, okay, well, now this is like, the Twitter bots have taken over Brent's texting because it's in green, and I'm not even going to touch this with a 10-foot pole. I'll talk to him more at practice. That's what I did. Like, Brent, man, I don't know what to tell you.
I don't need, by the way,
you gotta start from scratch?
I told you today at practice, I was like, I actually sent that because it had you and Brian Middleton on. Middleton.
Hey, didn't know he was even still around, man.
He was up in the radio still.
Okay, gotcha.
But so he usually will ask me for, and what I was doing is credentials.
Correct.
For the Jags. And so he usually will say, hey, I'm going to try to put in a credential. We had him in the system. Mm-hmm. And so I just texted both you guys at the same time so I didn't have to do it multiple times.
Wasn't good enough.
But when I did send it, I was like, this kind of is going to come across weird. I actually had the same thought, and it's funny how it hit you like that. Now, I don't know why the email didn't go through, but we'll get it to the bottom.
I'm sure Twitter's got something to do with it as well.
I haven't seen any bot activity anywhere other than responding to my Twitter.
Yeah.
Not yet, at least. I haven't seen that.
Delphonic, I've also blocked Hamby mainly due to UGA tweets, Hamby, so you're on everybody's list. Hamby, do you care to say anything about you're the latest Georgia Bulldog?
Oh, yeah. God.
News?
That dude had just committed? Is that the deal?
He committed less than a week prior. Still in high school in Houston. I guess the story goes that he allegedly, with his friend, was in an argument and was the one driving, chasing this person down in the parking lot. This is a 4-star safety, Chase Calicut, and that his buddy, allegedly, in the passenger seat, fired 7 rounds as a joke, kind of at this guy.
That's hilarious.
Oh, yeah, funny.
Yeah. So I
live in a different world.
I don't know, man.
Holy cow.
Was he streaming when this was going on too, so we could all watch it? Like,
good point.
No.
Did you actually see that stream video of a couple weeks ago where the guy got, what was that? Was it in the Bronx or something?
Well, are you referring to the one where the dude got
where he was getting beat up, and then they were streaming it, and then he shot him?
Yeah, I did see that. There was one that happened in Vegas too, where dude was streaming and shot somebody.
Anyway,
but Hamby, so he's okay. He's like,
oh no,
he's not going to get.
No, he's He's facing a lot of charges.
Oh, okay. More than just speeding.
Oh yes.
Oh okay.
Yes, and I fully expect that Georgia will rescind.
Oh really?
Really?
I figured they'd double his NIL money.
It's just gonna. You want to laugh about it, but hey, man, I thought the exact same thing.
Unbelievable.
So he's starting then, or what are we? So he's
actually so good because he knew it was.
Oh yeah, I mean, we all knew it was coming, but like Hamby, listen, it gets to the point where it's like, okay, it's a funny joke, but then it gets to the point where it's like, well, is it true or not? Because look at the resume.
It's unreal.
But he's not on campus.
I know. I get it. It's
Okay,
just
he's a
unbelievable.
senior in high school. He hasn't even started his senior year of high school.
I have
He's going to
never
Georgia,
seen
man.
anything like this.
Me neither.
I get it.
I have never seen anything like. I can't even comp it to a story.
Kirby Smart on his official visit told him he needs to do something in the car so he can fit the Georgia Bowl. Just
do you want me to go on the list again? No. Do you want me to go on the list again? Because we did it at
I know
Best
the
Bet,
freaking list.
and it's a 15-minute list, so we can go down that
is a
road
long
again.
list.
Oh man.
No, seriously. It's hard not to laugh during this thing.
Yeah, we know.
It's hard not to it's because it's really not funny in the grand scheme of things, but it is it's just amazing.
we have to laugh through it because it's so sad, honestly.
It's really amazing that I just don't know the comp. Like, go back to Miami in the late 90s, and there were issues at Miami, and I can't even specifically remember. But it just felt like, hey, there were some issues, and, that at that time, you don't have social media and everything else. But it didn't feel like there was this just one thing that was like, boom, 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 boom. Like, we have had situations in college sports where it's like gambling stuff, right? Like, people are betting on things. It's not like it's, 3 years running. This school has a better. Some kids are gambling.
Sure.
There's nothing like it. There's nothing like it. The volume of this. Again, even Florida, when Urban, he had stuff, and there were a lot of things. There were a lot of different things. It went from being at a bar to getting in a fight in practice to speeding to whatever. It is just amazing that everything that happens in Athens that's not good has something to do with a vehicle.
I know.
It's got to scare the hell out of them even to go get a car sponsorship.
I would say so.
Yeah.
And it's not like they're not the only. Guess what? Like you saw last year with Texas and their recruiting trips, they had Lamborghinis.
Oh yeah,
outside there's Carson Beck's got a Lamborghini. All these dudes are driving souped up cars. It's just I don't know why this is just a Georgia. And yeah, I get it. The cops in Georgia, hardy har. But well,
they are a little tougher there. But
I know. I know firsthand. But at the same time, man,
just amazing. It would be something if they just would just embrace the whole thing and roll out the Lamborghinis for their recruiting visit. Just
wear a hubcap for your necklace.
I've never been to a game in Athens, and I really do want to go. But how they play the helmet game, baseball games and stuff. Follow the ball. Oh, they should do a Kirby Smart and a raceway.
Get him, Brent. Happy, take it.
Just embrace it, man.
You're gonna take this,
Embrace
okay?
it.
Yeah. You're the only school in the country that's going through this. All right, there's no one else to turn to, so Georgia's got to take it. Sorry,
it's really wild, man. Really wild. All right, let's do this second time out. Brent and Austen Show, Action Sports Jacks 24/7 Network. Hey, you brought up Best Bet. How about bestbetjacks.com and get down there to St. Augustine, or how about in Orange Park, the original location, Best Bet Jacks Monument Road. If you go to bestbetjacks.com, you can see all the different events they have, upcoming tournaments as well. The Summer Swing Series is happening in August. WPT, by the way, in the fall. So there's plenty going on at Best Bet Jacksonville in all three locations, Jacksonville, Orange Park, and St. Augustine. And we've unveiled the storytellers of the 904. They are all now, I got to put the Vito Stellino one up on YouTube. But if you haven't had a chance to check those out, been getting some nice comments, circling in on those. And I'm glad others enjoyed it as much as I did. And we'll have more to come. This is not the end of it. But now we got to do a little football, and then we'll get back to putting some new episodes out of Storytellers of the 904. If you have any suggestions along the way, let us know who you'd like to hear from. But 9 episodes on our YouTube channel, and we have a special section on actionsportsjacks.com now, so they're very easy to find, and that's where you can watch the show each and every day as well. Most of us know how to throw. But you need to know what to throw. I'm not talking about footballs, baseballs, softballs. We're talking about those items you need to recycle. Republic Services explains it easy. Recycling simplified. 1. Know what to throw. When in doubt, throw it out. 2. Empty, clean, and dry those materials. It takes an extra minute, but it makes a big difference. And 3. Don't bag it. This makes the recycling process faster and more efficient. This is a look at the Republic Services North Florida Recycling Center. You can make this process even more efficient. By utilizing those 3 steps, Republic Services can help you become a better recycler in your home. Learn more at recyclingsimplified.com.
For the game day hustle and every day in between, juggling my show Jag Social to going under the Friday night lights and a social life, it's a daily tournament. But this ride, MVP status. The all-new 2024 Lincoln Nautilus isn't just my car, it's my personal locker room, office on the go, and VIP lounge on wheels. Let's talk tech. My profile remembers everything from customizing my dash display to setting the ambient lighting and my signature scent. And wireless charging, essential for live tweeting scores. Whether I'm packing for a beach day with friends or heading to the gym, there's space for every passion. After dominating all day, this becomes my recovery zone. The massage feature is like having a personal PT on call. Life's a non-stop game, but with this ride, I'm always on my A game. The 2024 Lincoln Nautilus. Drive your passion.
If you don't see a pit, it ain't legit. When you hear that, you think Bono's Pit Barbecue, a staple in Northeast Florida now for 75 years. A place that feels like home with friendly service. A meeting place for friends, family, or business occasions. On the menu, the corn nuggets are a favorite in our house, but there's something for everyone. Sandwiches, platters, salads, sides, desserts, and family feasts. You see Bono's all over the place in Northeast Florida. You know, there are almost 20 locations in the Jacksonville area now, so stop on by, sit down, and dine in with Bono's. You can also take it to go. There are drive-thrus in many of the locations, and they have delivery options too. Just download the Bono's app to make things easy. I signed up for the loyalty program, and you can too, to get special offers. If Jacksonville is home, few things feel more Jacksonville than Bono's Pit Barbecue. Celebrate 75 years and many more to come. Bono's Pit Barbecue. If you don't see a pit, it ain't legit.
People helping people. It's at the core of what Alive Credit Union is all about, and it's been that way for over 70 years. From the start in 1954 to today, the mission remains to inspire financial wellness and give you a financially fit lifestyle. Alive Credit Union and its employees are committed to not only serving their valued members, but also our community here in Northeast Florida. I had a chance to see that commitment firsthand as Alive partnered with our Action Sports Jacks 24/7 team to bring you Armada men's and women's soccer broadcasts. Inside the 18, it is a shot, and it's a goal! Chloe Chivers! And that connection to the community continues with Alive Credit Union's support of the Police Athletic League of Jacksonville. Alive Credit Union's commitment to our community also involves serving the financial needs of all first responders through the recent merger partnership with City and Police Federal Credit Union. Join the community and become a member of Alive Credit Union today. Find out the many ways you can be inspired in financial wellness at alivecu.coop.
Welcome inside the Armor Guard exterior and gutter helmet showroom. There's a lot going on, like glass exteriors, replacement windows, and down there we have the retractable screens and awnings, plus hurricane protection. Let's talk more about those gutters, and to do that, we bring in Kevin. He's the owner, he's the expert. Why Gutter Helmet?
Well, Gutter Helmet is truly the only maintenance-free product. It lets the trash and debris go on the ground, the water wraps around and goes inside. Unlike filters, they sit on top of the gutters, and the trash and debris build up on top of filters, which requires maintenance. With Gutter Helmet, we're going to keep you off the ladder, the most dangerous thing in your garage. With Gutter Helmet, you'll never clean your gutters again. So get off the ladder and put on the helmet. Gutter Helmet.
Get a free estimate at gutterhelmetofnorthflorida.com. You can also call 904-762-7779 or visit the showroom on St. John's Bluff Road in Jacksonville.
Welcome back to the Brent and Austen Show, streaming on the Action Sports Jacks 24/7 network.
Dak Prescott. Having some fun, I guess, huh?
Oh, yeah. You think Jay's got something to say about this, Jerry Jones?
Yeah, I don't know.
Issue with it?
I don't think so. I don't feel like he comments about everything that goes on, right? Yeah. I'll tell you this, though. I would never, if you gave me a list of 15 quarterbacks and they're like, hey, goofing off at practice a little bit and having some fun, Dak would be at the bottom of my guest list.
Mm-hmm. True.
So, like, I wonder if that's, like, refreshing to see. I don't know if it's a bit out of character. I don't think you're going to start seeing him do that all the time. But it's a bit out of character. Shows you he's a little loose. Maybe, a little bit more like relatable. I mean, again, he's a very serious guy for the most part that I know, at least the Dak that I see. Maybe he does a lot more of this behind the closed doors.
Yeah, you're seeing this a lot. I mean, it's the clips that I've seen from Dallas camp, because now you got obviously George Pickens there as well, and it seems like him and CeeDee Lamb are getting along pretty well. So who knows? Maybe Prescott's happy that the offense is looking, like it could be a game changer this year. You got more weapons. Maybe he's feeling good about himself.
If this was Trevor Lawrence and that was a video of him doing that at practice, do you think the fan base would have something to say?
Well, people have issues with Trevor Lawrence taking a picture of his child sometimes, it seems like. So, yeah, Hamby, I'm sure the fan base has something to say. Yeah.
Did people have a problem with Dak doing it?
Kind of.
Did they?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, of course. I think this is where I believe, and I'm not going to go get on like some soapbox here, and I love social media to a degree. And we utilize it a lot. Mm-hmm. But I just think the self-righteous nature of social media, specifically Twitter, but social media in general, is just beyond imagination. Like, you're talking about people that they have their own issues in their own life. They don't do all things the right way. None of us probably do, right? And yet these guys are under a microscope, and we're ripping them for like having some fun in a drill. Like I never understand it. And by the way, on top of that, what I would say is that doing something that you can't do, like from the quarterback position, there are 150 humans on Earth that could even think about probably, like right now, even getting a shot to play for an NFL team. Maybe 200, right? Like, it's a very small number. So, you couldn't do what Dak Prescott does. And so I just find it funny that, because he's goofing off for 20 seconds at practice, that's, oh my gosh, they were 7-10 and they've disappointed in 20 years of dismal Dallas, and that's why Dak Prescott doesn't win. It's just amazing to me.
What do you think these athletes do at home? Do you think they're just at home the entire time watching film, disregarding their families, and just going, sorry, babe, gotta watch another 5 hours of film here. I'm a quarterback in the NFL, remember?
It's so... our expectation level because of what you get paid and everything else. But see, that's in sports. I always say this to your expectation level of Kenny Chesney sitting on a boat and having fun isn't the same way. And that dude's making the same amount of money.
Yeah.
And you spending money going to his concerts.
I know.
Or whoever, name your person,
Yeah, of
it's
course.
just funny how we put sports in that from a win-lose standpoint.
Well, because it's a performance-based business, right? But
so... yeah, it's just wild. I mean, again, it is what it is. I'm not saying it. It's just always, sometimes it hits me. It strikes me in those kind of things, like whether it's Trevor with his kid and family or Dak. And I mean, these are good, what I've always heard is good people, right? Pretty good athletes too, but not as good as the fan bases in the world haven't performed to the way they want to see them yet. So the throwing darts is easy.
And then that's going to be a big tell with Travis Hunter and how people are going to perceive him, because right now we're all intrigued, right? We want to see it for ourselves. Let's go and see the unicorn. Heaven forbid, but what happens if this team gets off to a rocky start, right? What happens if you've won, you're 1-4 right now? What happens if Travis Hunter goes on stream and has some fun with some friends? Are we going to feel a certain type of way about that again? And guess what? Yeah, we will. Brent answered it for everybody. Yeah, we will. Yeah. We're never going to question, well, does he really care about losing? I can see it now, Brent, and hopefully it doesn't happen. Hopefully this team gets off to a hot start. I'm just saying, if it does happen like that, I can't wait.
Listen, I don't necessarily feel bad for the players on this front, just to be clear on it. I think, listen, you do get paid handsomely. You're going to have to take some of the shots, that just goes with it. You can laugh some of this stuff off, no problem. So it is what it is. But I just don't get that mentality. I just always think that's kind of a weird mentality for people. Because the funny thing is, the flip side of that is, I think there will be a story coming out probably in a little bit today, later on, and this weekend, that I think people will feel a certain way about kind of the humanization, I call it, of a very wealthy and star player. And I think people really like that part. I think they like when these guys get humanized to a degree. I think that's part of our job in a way. That's the stories we want to go tell. We want to go tell a story that is going to really say, wow, these are normal guys.
Yeah.
And I think so it's funny how we really embrace that side in one level, but then when it comes to the performance and maybe the atmosphere or whatever else, or your fantasy football team or your bet slip didn't go in, it can flip to the other way very quickly.
Yeah.
So it's just it's a wild dynamic, but that's fandom. That's why the league is so good and big right now anyway, and that's why these guys also get paid a lot. So there's a lot of different branches to that. Hey, I wanted to, and by the way, speaking of a lot of different branches, and we will have that more on that story that I teased coming up. It's not just you'll see it. It'll come out. I just can't be the guy that delivers it right here. And Hulk Hogan passing away yesterday was a huge story. Mm-hmm. I just wanted to get your thought real quick. I don't know if this will be like a daily temperature, but what have you seen? How, like, I saw The Rock this morning. Did you see him put that out?
Yeah.
And I almost wondered I wanted to get your thoughts. Like, will someone like with his influence, as popular as he is, and seeing a response like that, will that influence the wrestling fan, the way the legacy gets played out over whatever the next couple of days, couple of weeks, how it's presented?
Yeah. So here's what I've gathered from social media regarding, the death of Hulk Hogan. I think a majority of wrestling fans, and I'm going to use it loosely, majority. I'm going to say 60 to 70% of wrestling fans, almost paid their respects, right? And a lot of that was off, posts from wrestlers from AEW even had something to say.
Okay.
The Rock, obviously, Cody Rhodes, you can't take away for what that guy meant to professional wrestling. And without Hulk Hogan, it wouldn't be what it is today. Fair. But I think when we talk about Hulk Hogan, Brent, and despite if you like him or you dislike him, of how polarizing this guy is, it's almost like the political stuff, right? Where people are so set in their ways about how they feel about him. Either they love him and nothing's changed, or they dislike him. And you saw plenty of dislike still, even though the guy just, obviously lost his life and left behind kids, friends, everybody, right? But I think people are so ingrained in how they feel about somebody where it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what he meant to the business. You have your opinion. And that's the political side of things, right? And that's just, you're not going to change anybody's opinion. So to answer your question, I think, like I said, 60 to 70% mourning, feeling bad about it, but I think the other percent still passionately don't like Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, so that'll be interesting to see where that continues to go. I mean, that's just like 12 hours later or 15 hours later, whatever. But I did go down some rabbit holes on watching some of the clips and stuff.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Oh, no, not that stuff.
The bad stuff.
More just the wrestling, some of the memories and the stuff, and how electric the crowds were, man.
Yep.
And then the how much he was booed in one of the last appearances, and he kind of just kept going. I wonder, I don't know, you might know that when he was booed in that, I think it was that last WWE,
Netflix.
the Netflix one.
It was their,
did he ever comment
debut.
about that? Was he disappointed? Did he expect it? Was there any feel like, hey, this could go this way from him? Did you ever see anything?
So no, I didn't see any response by that, but I believe WWE was surprised because they wouldn't have brought him out that I
wouldn't think so.
Especially on Netflix, you're debuting this brand new show. The thought was that bring out Hulk Hogan. He's the biggest name pretty much ever in wrestling. Let's get the reaction.
And they had partnered with him.
Wasn't the reaction they were hoping for.
Yeah, and you could tell with the announce team.
Yeah.
They were kind of like, oh, what do we do? They kind of just okay, we're not going to say anything in that moment.
Yeah.
I think that kind of caught them a little bit. The other thing I will say, I think I saw a video yesterday or some recent stuff with Hogan. Man, he does look like fatigued. He was doing a lot at 71 years old. He's all over the country. He's pushing the brand. He's on all these different shows and and that's a guy that's made a ton of money, right?
Of course.
I mean, he could have just sat by the pool.
It's a drug, Brent. We talked about it yesterday off the show with Ric Flair.
Yeah.
Because Ric Flair put out a really emotional response to the death of Hulk
Hogan.
See that one. Yeah, it was, it was kind of a tearjerker, man. He was definitely shedding some tears there. It's an addiction.
Yeah, the spotlight.
The spotlight, yeah. I feel like when you bring this character to life, right, and the people are in love with that character, eventually you get to the point where it's hard to disassociate from the character and who you actually are.
Yeah.
Right? Because you're loved for more what you do than who you are as a person. So you almost gravitate more towards that character. You see it with Ric Flair, and obviously you saw it with Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, so we'll see where the next couple of weeks go on that. All right, let's get back to the Jags and some football. I wanted to Liam Cohen talking. Travis Hunter, I think, is at the podium right now, or he's just left it. So we'll we'll see what they said and have some of those thoughts. Action Sports Jax team out there. 1st and 10 training camp continues tonight, 11:15 on CBS 47, Fox 30. We've got half-hour shows. Action Sports Jax primetime, 10:30 Fox 30, 11:30 CBS 47 Saturday and Sunday. So a lot more conversations coming up from our team with the Jacksonville Jaguars. And that includes yesterday we have Foyesade Oluokun and also Deami Brown. Olivia Tassley catching up with Deami Brown. Let's play that one first, Hamby. I know everybody likes this offensive side. I'm big on Deami Brown. I'm not going to repeat myself again, but we talked a little bit about him yesterday. I think he really fits into what they're trying to do. I think he could be a beneficiary, if you will, from all the attention of Brian Thomas Jr. and Travis Hunter. And I just think Liam Cohen and this regime had a plan for him. And I don't think you just throw away that plan once you draft Travis Hunter. I think this is, again, a very intentional signing of how he fits in the chessboard of the offense of Liam Cohen. Here's Olivia Tassley with Deami Brown.
Year 5, how do you feel personally?
I feel good. Just coming in and being able to have the opportunity to come out here and play another season is amazing. So I feel good.
I know OTAs is really when you're learning the playbook, you're learning the routes, the cadence, and all that, and then training camp is when things should start to become second nature. Do you feel like that's happening for you guys?
Oh yeah, most definitely. I think we come in, we're being a little bit more fluent than how we were in OTAs. We have a little bit more understanding, and we kind of know our operation as far as what we want to do, and just keeping it simple and going out there and playing.
Now that you've had time under your belts with Brian Thomas Jr., Travis Hunter, even Parker Washington, and even the rookies with Singer and Pancol, I mean, do you feel like this is one of the deepest threat wide receiver rooms you've been a part of?
Oh yeah, for sure. It's a lot of speed in the room, and it's crazy because it's like 1 or 2 guys that can be a deep threat, but when you have a lot of people that can do it as a whole group, it gives balance to a defense, and we want to be explosive like that, and that's how offense can score points.
I know Cohen, from the beginning, said that he really wanted to diversify your role. That was part of being the growth for you in that tree. Do you feel like that's happening for you?
Oh yeah, most definitely. It's been a different role for me from where I came from. So just for me being a leader of the group, kind of one of the older guys, surprisingly. I'm still young, but yeah, it's a good role to even, because I'm still young, so I still kind of understand, but then also knowing the game as well, I can help teach and I can still learn at the same time.
Yeah, and I watched your YouTube special in the Bahamas. How much growth do you feel like happened between OTAs there and here?
Oh man, a whole lot, and we usually in the offseason you see guys get together at least like one time, but it was multiple times when we were together. So we kind of understanding each other and getting to know each other a little bit more than just coming here, reporting here, and seeing each other every day. We kind of want to go out there and build that chemistry so it can be a real brotherhood.
Yeah, I said yesterday that you guys as professional athletes don't really take an off season, right? You guys just keep going, you keep learning those routes, you keep getting into speed and all that. How much do you feel like this offseason has really differentiated from your other off seasons with this new team, this new regime, this new energy, this new blood, really?
Yeah, like I say, I've been with the guys more than once. We went to different places, Bahamas. Me and BT went to Miami, just to work out, still build that bond together. Even outside coming back to Jacksonville, hanging out with a couple of the guys, we kind of just wanted to build that brotherhood through there. Usually, it's okay, we'll go out one time or we'll pick a place, just to throw a workout, and then that's it. I see you in camp. But other than that, I think here what we want to do is build that brotherhood and continue to build on it. So later on, we'll be good.
How do you feel the chemistry between you and Trevor is really growing?
Oh, tremendously. I pick his brain every single day. He picked mine. What are you thinking on this? What are you thinking on that? Depending on the different looks that we get. So I think that right there is how we can get on the same page and understand each other. So to where, okay, if we get this look, I'm going to be here, and then this ball placement to be there. So it's things like that that'll help us as well.
What's it like going up a coach camp defense?
Oh, man, it's a great defense. They disguise very well, and they have some guys that can go out there and do those things. I think the defense right now, you can hear it, they communicate a whole lot. So I like things like that to where it's communication so they can understand, so they'll be able to, stop things as well. Mm-hmm. And, with a good offense, it's a great defense.
Yeah, constantly making each other better, right? All right, did you hear about the test that Trevor took, the quarterback's test?
The 100 questions?
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard about that one. For a quarterback, they have to know so much. You know, they have to know what the lineman doing, the running back doing, the receiver doing, no protection, know the defensive scheme. That's not my job.
I mean, I appreciate it.
Thank you.
That's a great way to answer it. That is not my job.
Not my job, not my problem. Yep.
Has always been fascinated with the play. We used to have David Garrard on. We used to do this thing called DG in 3D. It was kind of fun. He'd go out like on the field and showcase some of the different things, like what the quarterback's going through and what they're trying to do. And then we did this one deal where he did the play call. Just always fascinated by the play call, like the length of it. And that has not changed. In fact, in this offense, like we've said today and multiple times, it's even more complex. But and then I remember DG saying, I was like, why do you always say like green 80? Green 80.
Yeah.
You know, all of them do. And it's like, well, because the reason why, I don't always say green 80, but they always say something like that.
Yeah.
And a lot of the quarterbacks through the years, I thought it was a Garrard thing. And he said, well, it's because like you can get the depth of your voice to say like 80 green, like you can get down there. So everybody can hear it and you project. Like I'm trying to use a different, maybe 6 doesn't come out as well, right? Like it's like 60.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. That's kind of like I said, can you get 60? Like I don't know. I guess you can. I don't know why they use 80, like green. But that was why he said.
And Rodgers, I think, uses 18.
18, right? So
like every
that,
quarterback's something different.
But it's.
Except for Dak.
But that was the point of it.
Okay, here we go.
Okay, yeah. So just those little nuanced things are fascinating to me.
Yeah.
And that's where the whole quiz thing also is fascinating. I think it gives people some perspective at the depth of the quarterback position. Will it get people off will it give the quarterback some equity and leniency and finding his way? Probably not. But there is a lot. I mean, I do believe it's the hardest thing to do in the world, the hardest job to be elite at in the world. I just don't think you can give me another job. Your buddy's a scientist, right? And does all this stuff that we don't even know he does. And
Smartest dude I know.
Smart guy.
Smartest dude I know, yeah.
And probably very good at his job. He's had a lot of success, right?
Very good at Jeopardy as well, bro. But he forced me to play Jeopardy with him. I don't want to play because like I'm decent. Like I'll get like maybe 4 or 5 in a round.
Yeah. I don't
knows them all.
Scientist
yeah,
guy.
like you're beating my ass. Like this isn't fun for me.
Hey, I'm playing Ronan.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you.
Right?
Yeah,
but my point there is he's probably very good, and I don't think it's easy to be a very good scientist, but I think there's a decent amount of them, not a lot of them, but a decent amount of them. There are like 5 elite quarterbacks in the world.
Correct. Yeah.
It's so difficult. So I appreciate what Deami Brown said there. Like, yeah, I don't have to worry about that. That's why the quarterback gets paid the way he gets paid. And I think there's a respect for that, too, from the guys and how much there's on his plate. I think there could easily be, I'm always fascinated with this, it could easily be almost like a jealousy of how much the quarterback gets attention, sometimes even when they're not good. But I think there's so much built-in respect, and you know that, so much built-in respect for how much is on that person's plate in the building, the media responsibilities, the attention, that they don't. They're like, hey, go get yours. I don't think there's a jealousy at all.
Yeah,
because I don't think many people would want the job.
No, and like, listen, even back when I played, like I saw what the playbooks look like. Yeah, right. Like it's one of those things where. It's a completely, and this is why there's always kind of like a double standard, if you will, right? Like while other guys are maybe out and about, gallivanting at the beach bars, like you can't be that. You cannot, because it's important to have that family life. It's important to find that balance. But like in terms of film watching, in terms of studying, like you have to go above and beyond because that test proves it. Like nobody else on that team is taking 100 whatever question test or whatever it was about play calling, right? Like that's the quarterback. That's what you sign up for.
Does that also, again, I feel like we kind of started this quiz topic of the week, and so just to circle back on it for a moment.
Oh, yeah, I can't wait till ESPN gets it and like NFL Network gets a hold of that.
That's okay. That's okay. That's the way it goes. But it was cool that he said it and introduced that to us Tuesday on the show before camp started, and it's really become kind of a buzz thing this week. Everybody's being asked about it. But like if you're playing defense and Campanile or whoever in a room gives you a quiz, you're like, what the aren't you?
Well, yeah, because at the same time, like, as defensive linemen would be like, yeah, what? Because I'll be honest, and I think I can speak for all my teammates that I played with. When a play is called, we had no idea what the safety was doing. Right, like I mean, like we had an idea like the coverage. Like, I mean, I could draw on the board, but like we don't know like the intricacies of okay, are you going to pass off this coverage? Like we had no idea. Like we're just playing. Like this is my hole. Cool, C hole, go in the hole. Got it. Enough said. Right. But we talk about like that test that Cohen had. Like Trevor's got to know the motions. He's got to know where the running back's going to step up. He's got to know if he's passing, like what the routes are going to be like. He's got to know so many things. Oh, and by the way, you got to diagnose the defense as well to see what kind of coverage they're in so you can throw to the proper route. Like, it's a lot more to learn, man.
Yeah. But I think
I don't envy it.
I think it also, just to kind of reiterate what I said a little earlier in the show, I think it kind of comes back and shows you the detail that they want, that they are demanding in the building, and the standard that they want to try to set. Like I think that's what that did for me. Like when Liam said that, and again, listening to it this couple of days, it's like, okay, well, why give that? Like you can go over it. You can go talk like this in it. Why give it where you're at? What if he got a 60? Is that alarming? And where would the mental space be? Like, is it dangerous to give something like that in case it doesn't go well? But the bottom line is the standard is the standard. And it doesn't matter what time of year, where it's at, whatever. And I think that's really what they're trying to do, and the attention to detail is such a big part of that right now for Liam Cohen and the Jacksonville Jaguars. Hey,
I want to say one thing, too, because obviously you look at, like, you know, what the tree that they fall under, right? Like, do you know, and I think penalties play right into this, Brent, right? Where if you have a lot of penalties, you make mistakes. Like, that's, now, granted, the Ravens had 132 penalties last year. They were one of the best teams in the NFL. But do you care to take a guess who had the least amount of penalties last year during the NFL regular season?
I think
Hamby?
It's probably the Chiefs.
Nope. Hamby, feel free to.
I would have said the Chiefs.
The Chiefs are definitely, so they had 94. The first place team had 91. So it was very close, but.
Maybe the Bills?
Not the Bills.
Is it a good team or a bad team? You're surprising us? Because it has worked both ways in the past.
I'm surprised. To me, it tells a lot because of the tree of like where. Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's pretty good to know.
Yeah.
But a veteran quarterback, too.
Sure.
But now that's been in the system for a bit. And that's kind of my point earlier. It's like it's going to get better. Like what I would argue a little bit about the Ravens, and I don't know, because Seattle was like this a lot, too, over the years. Seattle, when they were good, they were still like one of the most highly penalized teams.
Yeah.
So, again, this is not a direct...
So, well,
it's
here's the correlation.
A pretty good idea, but it's not always a direct correlation.
Here's the correlation. Most penalized teams last year. Jets with 137, Ravens 132, Titans 132, Dallas Cowboys 128, Cleveland Browns 119, Houston Texans 119. The least penalized teams, you had the Rams. Second place is actually the Cardinals, which is a little surprising. The Colts were third. Chiefs, Chargers, Raiders, and then the Jaguars.
Wow. There you go. YB400 got in the chat.
Called
there
it.
You go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll allow it. Rams it was.
So here's where I go. Like when you say Dallas to me, I'm like, yeah, they play football sometimes like the Yankees play baseball. Like that in my mind. When you say the Ravens, they play an aggressive style, so a lot of those might not be operational things, procedural things, because that's where you really get into a problem. And if it's more like a late hit or like an aggressive style on defense, hands to the face, you can live with some of those things because that's the style that you're playing. Sure. So I think it's not even just the penalty. It's kind of like what kind of penalties are there? And that's the frustration like here in Jacksonville. When you're like still in December and you can't line up, that's a problem. Right? But if you're going to get if you lead the league in turnovers, like the Ravens might have been near the top of that as well in terms of forcing turnovers, and you also lead the league in pretty aggressive penalties, that adds up to me.
Yep.
And it's almost okay. It's like, then that's like the Yankees hitting a bunch of home runs and striking out a lot.
Correct.
Right? So there's there's an interpretation, I think, of those as well. Hey, Daniel Griffiths, sorry to ignore him this week on the show. He's been writing for us, back at it this week, and actionsportsjacks.com. He's been delivering a lot of content. So I will invite you to do this. If you're a Jags fan, right now we have a lot of content up on the website on actionsportsjacks.com, from things you can read. Obviously, you can watch our network all day right up there, including our show. And we have storytellers of the 904. We have the full Liam Cohen interview from this week. So there's a bunch up there. You can also find a lot of it on the YouTube channel, Action Sports Jacks. Just subscribe, but you won't see the written articles like Daniel Griffiths is doing there. And we had Andrew Wingard on the show with our interview on Wednesday, and that was a bit of a topic. And I do think he's overlooked as a guy that's probably got, maybe you could almost call a favorite to be the starting safety for the Jacksonville Jaguars. You talk a lot about different players on defense. I don't think we talk about Wingard a bunch. Here's Daniel's graphic of Wingard and what he's been able to do in coverage going all the way back to 2022 when he really started to play a little bit more. Remember, he came into the league and made the team as a special teams guy. And I don't think he's actually ever lost that label, Austen. I think he's probably to the point in his career where he almost wants to shed that label. It's great to be a very good special teams guy, but I think he probably wants to be known as a safety now in the league.
I think all special teams guys want that. Yeah. Yep.
Like it's a nice thing to have, but you also want to be known as a position player. And I don't know if we're there as in Jacksonville on Wingard. Forget about the rest of the league. I don't think we're there because we know how good he is at special teams, and we haven't seen him consistently enough at the safety position. A couple of years ago in 2022, in fact, I think it was, that's where Mike Caldwell used that 3 safety system to get him on the field a little bit more. But these are some of the numbers that he's put up, and quite frankly, the numbers aren't too bad.
No, I mean...
Or I should say are very good.
Yeah, they're very good. And then when you couple those numbers with his mentality and his attitude, like there is a lot to like about Dewey. And I think, you saw today at practice, if you're out there, like he was getting reps with the ones again, as he should, at this point. So, it's like I said a couple days ago. If he's going to be the starting safety of your Jacksonville Jaguars, it's because he's earned it. And if he's earned it, then so be it, man. Let's see what he can do back there.
The thing I think about with Dewey, and you get this reaction. Hamby put out a tweet of part of the interview, and then we put out more of the interview, and you get a lot of responses on it, still trickling in. Yeah. And some people be like, oh, he's just got an interview because he just says what he wants. I was like, okay, great. Like, we're not judging the interview here. It's like what he said, just putting it out there. Other people are like, he's the most overrated guy, and he just is a fun interview.
Sure.
I actually think he's a really underrated guy. And it's taken me a little bit to kind of realize that, too. I think he's an underrated football player. I think 2022 showed that. I think, like you just said, the juice out there, but it's more than that. I think sometimes when you have the personality and the juice, we kind of say, okay, that's why you're good.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, no, I think he's a good football player. And I think the things that he said in that interview are like, hey, I know what I'm doing out there.
Of course.
And I'm going to 9 out of 10 times be in the right spot. And that's important. And I can also go make plays. Now, the thing is, we've never really seen him been given the opportunity to just go make plays on that side of the ball at a consistent basis.
Over 17 games, yeah.
Right? So we don't fully know that. He's obviously got the great confidence that he can do it. But I almost think, Austen, because of our perception of Wingard, Wingy and Dewey, he's a great interview.
Yeah.
He's got great juice. Great special teams guy, or very good special team. Great, I don't want to use too much, but very good special teams guy. Guy with a terrible towel.
Yeah.
Right? Mm-hmm. But also guy delivering messages to the team. Also, if you go way back, guy getting some of the Derrick Henry treatment at times. Mm-hmm. But because of all those things that we know or have in our mind, we don't sit there and just say, that's pretty good safety.
Yeah.
And is this year we find out, I guess we hopefully, or maybe will.
I think if you were to pick one player on this team who could elevate themselves and it have the best effect on said team, it's Dewey. Because if you can couple the mentality, the enthusiasm, the kind of, I don't want to say the rough around the edges because that sounds bad, but you know what I'm saying? Just like that kind of like that gritty, get in for the edge. There you go. Thank you very much. If you can couple that edge, because it's one thing to have it. Like he became a household name because of that said edge.
Yeah.
Right? If you can parlay that now and be a legitimate safety and be dependable, well, now you got something. Right? And he's shown that he, obviously the numbers speak for themselves. Right? But to echo what Hamby said, can he do that an entire season? Right? And can you do it with a bunch of guys behind you that, let's be honest, have been brought in to maybe take your job? So I think if he can put it all together and be dependable, that's going to be a huge bonus to have in that secondary because the energy can't be matched.
He might be one of the most unique Jaguars that I've covered in my 17 years here. I don't know if another one like him. that you think about has the edge and everything else, but you're kind of like, okay, but how good? Like, do we actually know how good he is at the position? I don't even know of another one. Nothing comes to mind.
Yeah, it's
like his personality is so big and so like embraced now by this fan base.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
but like he's a little totally different from a personality standpoint. But to me, from a play standpoint, I think he actually has a little bit of what Foye has in his career at times. Now, this is going to sound weird, right? Because Foye like leads the league in tackles, everything else. But the criticism of Foye sometimes is, can he make enough splash plays? Mm-hmm. He's a very steady player, knows where he's at, a very consistent player. Mm-hmm. I think you're going to get that out of Dewey. I think that's the question about Dewey. Can he make splash plays for you when needed and turn games around?
Yeah.
And I think that's what we do ask a little bit about Foye if you want to be like critical in any way. So, but obviously his personality is totally different. Like his demeanor is like the way people know him in town, totally different in that respect. And of course, Dewey is one of the most unique players in franchise history anyway, because for a little bit there, everybody wanted to get rid of him. Mm-hmm. Because he represented the bad of the Jacksonville Jaguars. It wasn't on him necessarily, but he understands that, I think. And then he had a total flip. Mm-hmm. I mean, it was a total flip, the way the fan base felt about him, specifically starting in 2022, and I think for the most part still feels about him. You can read about Andrew Wingard on actionsportsjacks.com. We're going to take a break. We come back, more Jags talk, of course, take you until 1 o'clock. And, hey, we're excited to be partnered up with Mason's Famous Lobster Rolls. I'm a New England guy. Gotta like my lobster. You'll like the lobster at Mason's Famous Lobster Rolls. Go to masonslobster.com for all the locations and the menu. And maybe a good thing to pick up on the weekend here as it gets nice and hot. You can go to Fernandina Beach, St. John's Town Center, down in Durban as well in St. Johns County. masonslobster.com. Don't forget tonight, 1st and 10 training camp, 11:15, CBS 47 and Fox 30 with the entire Action Sports Jacks team. Stuart Weber will lead the way tonight. He'll have you covered.
Choose your own adventure. It's not just a saying, but a way of life here at Cycles of Jacksonville. And whether it's 2 wheels or 4 wheels, at Cycles of Jacksonville, a great adventure awaits. With brands like Honda, Vespa, Segway, and Triumph, Cycles of Jacksonville has you covered with their inventory featuring a 60,000 square foot building. If 4 wheels is more your thing, check out the largest selection of Honda Talons in the entire county. No matter what you're looking for, Cycles of Jacksonville is going to have the selection you need, all with great financing and rebates. Plus, if you're active duty military, Cycles of Jacksonville will offer you 0% financing along with great discounts for military and first responders. And when you want to get off the road and set sail, Cycles of Jacksonville has you covered with everything you need to get on the water. So if you're ready for a great adventure, let Cycles of Jacksonville be your guide. Located off Atlantic Boulevard, or check out their website at cyclesofjacksonville.com.
It's fast-paced.
Hands off on first down, and there goes Edward Vander.
High fly.
Wide open receiver. It's caught.
Action-packed. Weekend fun. Fun for the entire family. It's the Jacksonville Sharks. I feel like anybody could play in this league. It's gotta be like backyard football, right?
Whoa! This ain't the Arena League, Brent. This is the indoor league, and they play defense here.
It's a lot safer to just watch the professionals play. And watching is a lot of fun. A party in the stands at the arena for kids and adults. And it's indoors. Get out of the heat for the summer and watch the Sharks shine inside. Jacksonville Sharks football, season number 15. It's the drive for 5, and it's still alive. Get your tickets at jacksharks.com.
Year 2 is in the books for the Jacksonville Armada women's under-23 squad, taking another step forward in the Women's Premier Soccer League. Under the guidance of head coach David Goff, the girls in blue went undefeated at home for a second straight season, including a dramatic draw in the opener.
And they've left it to the death. Unbelievable stuff.
And a late winner to end the season at home.
Headed on. Here's a chance. Gianna Ramirez brings it down, still alive, takes a shot, and into the back of the net.
After fielding a younger roster in 2025 with talent from all across Northeast Florida, the future is bright for the Armada women's team. We highlight the ladies and all things Jacksonville Armada each week on Fleet and Footy on the Action Sports Jacks 24/7 network.
I'll put one in the back of the net for you.
Join us for player profiles, fun interviews, and the very latest on the fleet and all things footy. That's every Thursday at 2 p.m.
Grab some friends and go to a restaurant or head out for a drink and some conversation. Watch your favorite team play on the big screen. Or how about play some games? You can do all of that in one night at Best Bet. Each location has a different vibe, its own personality, like here at the original Best Bet in Orange Park. When you walk through these doors, everybody knows your name. And here in St. Augustine, it's the newest location. Play some poker. How about the table games? And don't forget about Ace's Sports Bar and Grill. And then there's the Jacksonville location right here on Monument Road. It's the biggest poker room in the state of Florida. Maybe you'll find yourself a seat right here at the final table. Best Bet, where you can have the best of times. And that makes you always go home a winner. Try any of the 3 locations, and you can always visit bestbetjacks.com.
Putting your needs first. It's the backbone of how First Florida Credit Union does business. In all honesty, you might as well be speaking another language when it comes to finances. Sure, I'm good with my money, but what am I missing in the fine print? That's what led me to First Florida Credit Union. They're the perfect choice for anyone starting their financial journey because they keep finances easy. Plus, they offer financial education and resources I can trust. So I'm always growing more confident. And as a young adult, I am constantly adding more responsibilities to my plate. From a car payment to a mortgage, it all adds up. Luckily, First Florida Credit Union makes sure it adds up in all the right places and not the wrong ones by offering better rates and lower fees than traditional banks, even if you're still trying to grow your credit. Because as a member-owned institution, First Florida genuinely puts people's needs first rather than focusing on profit. So I know as my needs change, they'll be right there to help me reach my goals. Check out firstflorida.org to learn how you can benefit too.
Welcome back to the Brent and Austen Show, streaming on the Action Sports Jacks 24/7 network.
We got KP the ball today. Going to be a lot of that.
What was the first part that he said?
He said, "You see, we got KP the ball today."
Oh, let's go.
Music to
Hamby.
your ears.
I mean, listen, man. I had Travis Kelce last year, right? And yeah, he did all right, but obviously where I drafted Hamby, I told you, I have a sickness.
This is you at the bottom.
I don't draft him this year. I know, like this is the thing, and this is my worry. I've invested so much into Kyle Pitts. I've invested so much capital, so much effort, so much energy, and so much disappointment in my fantasy football teams with Kyle Pitts.
So much airtime.
So much airtime. Well, Hamby let off with it, man. If I don't take him this year and he balls out like I think he's going to, it'll kill me. It will crush me in ways that you've never seen on the show before. So,
why do you think he's going to ball out this year? Like, I mean, I know you fall
sound bites like that we just shared,
but like, you got confidence in Penix?
No.
Here you go, Brent.
No.
KP the ball today. Going to be a lot of that.
Because Brent, the whole running thing, like it's almost like a, like when you watch like your favorite TV show and they have like a running gag all the time. Yeah. The running gag with Kyle Pitts is, well, to get him the football, it's going to do special things. It's just getting him the football. Maybe this year they finally get him the football. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I get it. I think Ryan says sunk cost, and I agree with him. Like, you do have that in things where you're like, all right, I'm not giving up. What's the point now, right? Like, what's the point in giving up on it? We'll see if it bounces back.
Because 1 year I just want to be proven right, I've taken him where I've taken him. Been proven
a lot
wrong.
of times when you have this sunk cost, like it actually is cost.
This is
for Austen,
pride.
this one's just total pride.
Oh,
you can't live with somebody else having success with Kyle Pitts.
I still won my league last year, so we're all good. Shout out to Adam Thielen. But I still won my league last year. But I want to be right about Kyle Pitts, maybe even more than I want to be right about winning a fantasy football championship at this point.
Because
I've called it now like 3 or 4 years in a row. Bro.
I'm a man of principle, too. So you're going to take Adam Thielen instead just because he helped you win the league?
This year? No. Adam Thielen's done.
I love it.
Why would I take Adam Thielen this year?
I owe Kyle Pitts nothing.
No.
Nothing, because he's done nothing, but I want to pick him.
Because I've said he was going to
help win me the league, but I'm not picking him.
Because I said that he's going to do something. Right? Like, this is one of those, like,
Makes
ugly.
total sense to me.
Does it make sense to you, Hammy? Or not?
Well, it does.
It doesn't make sense, but I understand it as well.
Do you get it?
Yes.
Yeah. Like,
no, I totally get it.
I've invested so much time, effort, and energy. Right? It's like, what's the movie? Hamby, Brent, you have no idea either. There's a movie out there with Freddie Prinze Jr. Maybe She's All That, where like they take the the nerd, dorky girl, ugly-looking girl in school and turn her into like the prom queen. That's what I feel like I'm doing with Kyle Pitts, where it's like, dude, I've invested so much into you.
She's all that.
Right? She's all that. It's time to go to prom and win a championship, Kyle Pitts. You know what I'm saying? Like, prove me right.
It's a 1999 movie, by the way.
Well, I know.
I should
Hamby
see
wasn't
it. Hamby
born.
probably should.
Hamby wasn't born. Brent, it wasn't that good of a movie. You're fine.
That's why I didn't see it.
Yeah, this isn't like There Will Be Blood where you got to see it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That
Started a new show yesterday, by the way. Department Q, I think it's called, on Netflix. Have you seen that one?
Department Q.
Hold on.
Is that right? Is that the name of it?
Are we just going to bypass Severance like I told you to watch? That's cool.
No, I'm like,
That's
I'm
cool.
a couple episodes in to Severance,
but
I got to be in the right
you know
frame
why?
of mind,
Because he's texting. You're texting and you're tweeting. Don't do it.
Or driving. I can't be...
You're driving. You're trying to watch.
I can't.
Time out for the Hammy. Whatever you're gonna say. Time out. You can't be streaming Severance while you're driving.
No, that's what I'm saying. I can't.
Okay.
Well, I mean, I'm not. I can't. I'm not.
I can't even fathom that. Yeah. No.
No, like my buddy and I talk about this. There's some things you can like. You don't need to watch like, let's just say the quarterback series.
Okay.
You can just like listen to it.
Yeah, it can be in the background.
It's like
It'd be in the background.
So that one you can do kind of like while you're driving.
Severance,
you catch an episode. Severance, you're not doing that. You're like locked in.
You gotta be locked in.
You gotta be on the couch for that one.
Yes, without a cell phone in hand. Set it. Put this on. I know you can't do this, but
that was the least convicting yes I've ever heard.
Yeah, he's like, yeah.
No, seriously, I've not watched a Severance episode in the car.
Just don't watch Severance.
I'm talking. He said without a phone in your hand. And
yeah. He's like, yeah. Brent, you know what? It's not for you.
Sounded like Joe Pesci.
Put the phone in the center console. The phone's not always in my hand. In the car.
You know what, Brent? It's not for you. But what show are you watching? Q?
I think it's called Department Q. Have you heard of that one?
And at what time did you watch this yesterday?
Midnight.
Dang, man. I'm Googling it right now, Brent. Department Q?
I needed a little, like, some of my routine has become, because, like, these are long days.
Yeah.
But I still, like, if I get out of here at midnight or even, well, I'm trying to get out of here at midnight. So I can't go to bed. You know, you've done this. Like, you can't, you're still kind of wired.
Right.
So, like, get home and it's got to be like
you need a cool down period.
A cool down period now includes like a splash of whiskey so I can get to 109. Not every day. Yet. But the whiskey in about a half hour of a show or something will make me maybe go to bed faster.
The show sounds good.
Probably not like... I don't think kids should be listening to this part of the show.
Oh, Brett, come on. Yes, I mean,
don't let me inspire you,
Brett,
for this segment.
You got kids grinding on the, during touchdown celebrations. We're all good, man.
That's right.
They're far above their years. By the way, Department Q sounds intriguing.
Yeah, off to an interesting start. Yeah. You know, sometimes they go fast starts, sometimes they go slow starts, like your Severance show. And
Detective show, you pay attention, though.
Yeah, it's not bad. Yeah. I got to find something else because I watched... the one, there was a couple quick ones. What did I do? Waterfront, you guys see that one?
No.
No? That was good. Waterfront was pretty good.
What is that about? Like,
it's like a
waterfront property?
No, it's like basically a drug ring out of like let's just say it's like Hilton Head or Outer Banks or something like that.
Okay.
It's pretty good.
Kind of like Ozark.
I think you'd like it.
Ozark vibes?
It's got a little Ozark vibe.
Ozark vibe, okay.
I just finished another one, though, I thought was pretty good.
I can't even remember the name of the show that he just finished. Couldn't be that good.
No, it was didn't love the ending. Oh, Untamed.
I don't know where you're getting these shows from. No, I got nothing.
They're on Netflix. I get.
Do you watch Squid? You don't watch Squid Game?
That was only 6 episodes. That is a good Brent show.
6 episodes is good.
Yeah, it's like in and
Squid
out.
Game, Brent? We on the
I
Squid
still
Game?
haven't done it. You want me to do it? Did I miss it? I feel like I missed it.
I mean, you kind of missed. Well, you missed the boat, yeah. But dude, it's intense. I don't know.
But so you think I should go back and watch that?
I mean, culturally,
like 3 seasons in now.
Well, it's 3 seasons, yeah.
That scares me. Like, I'm never gonna get to the end.
It's a big investment.
Right?
It's a big investment. Yeah, but it's a quick watch. Like it's
one of those.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like you're gonna lock it in.
Lock it in
and get through a bunch.
Yep. No, the end.
I'm not like a 5-episode time a year for me. In a row.
No, I
it was in the last couple of weeks.
You need short episodes,
but
just throw Seinfeld in or something. Just get a 20-minute episode and call it a day.
Call it a day.
Yeah.
Most of those things I give them props. They're like 40 minutes, 42 minutes. That's not bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. Once you start getting over an hour, it's tough.
Oh, that's why I can't do
Unless
Breaking
you want to
Bad.
watch Storytellers of the 904, then you can have time for that. But you don't have to watch those either. You can just listen.
Yeah.
That's permissible in the car.
That is permissible. You're right.
Nice.
Where the hell were we getting to?
We're talking about Kyle Pitts, man. Kyle Pitts year this year, Brent.
It is
feeling
Kyle
good
Pitts
about him.
year.
Feeling good about Penix
loading
Pitts
once again.
Penix and Pitts.
What else is going on around the league? I'm so dialed in with
JJ McCarthy.
Aaron Rodgers and
haven't
Dart
seen-
both threw interceptions on their first pass attempts.
Yeah, which whatever.
That's still funny.
It is, but whatever, right? Like I don't. If he threw 5 picks, that's when you start getting the 4 or 5 pick days are the bad ones. Like that's one where you really get good. People are going to throw picks. What's up with JJ McCarthy?
Just making insane throws.
Oh, so he looks good.
He looks really good. Looks the part. Now, once again, we're talking about no pads, no live reps and everything. But just based off what you've seen so far at camp, people are really ranting and raving about JJ McCarthy.
Who are we giving credit to JJ McCarthy? Are we about to put O'Connell into like a stratosphere if he's good because he got the best out of Darnold?
I was just going to say,
if McCarthy walks in and does well, like O'Connell's stock goes through the roof. I know it's already pretty high, but it goes really high, right?
It has to be high, right? Because you take a guy in Sam Darnold. I know Casey Kurt's sitting in the corner here, so go ahead and put your earmuffs on. You take a guy in Sam Darnold for the first couple years, didn't really do that much, right? And then all of a sudden goes to the Vikings with O'Connell, right? Yeah, O'Connell. And, could have been like an MVP candidate in some capacity. And now we'll see what happens with him in Seattle. But, if you could take that and make JJ McCarthy what Sam Darnold was last year, then absolutely. O'Connell, quarterback whisperer.
What I do like about this whole thing in Jacksonville is that you talk about the Rams, you give a stat a little bit ago in the last segment about the penalties or whatever else, and we know McVay has established himself, right? Really one of the top coaches in the NFL. The tree has been good. Even Zach Taylor spending time around him and what he's done with Burrow and that offense, and now Kevin O'Connell, what he's been able to do, and if he is able to continue that. And we get to finally here in Jacksonville say we got some of that tree. There was, I don't know who did it, but somebody did a thing with Grant Udinsky a couple weeks in the last week or so.
Ari Meyerhofer.
Yeah, he did like a podcast with him.
Yep.
And part of that was just a reminder of when he got hired. There were 6 teams after him.
Yeah.
And they got the 29-year-old guy that everybody covets, or at least a lot of teams covet. Now, you might not have him for long if that's the case, but that's also a good thing because that means things are working. So it is kind of nice to be in that kind of conversation and watching everybody else be in that conversation. Because here's the other thing, not too many people have the willingness to go hire a 29-year-old guy.
Sure.
They want to see a little bit more and hire him 3 years later, but by that time, Sean McVay's already a head coach somewhere and you missed it.
Yeah.
So if Udinsky is that path, get him while you can and get as much out of it and help your quarterback and help this offense and this team. So I just thought, I do like that the Jags, I can't lie about that. I like that the Jags were part of that conversation with what the league is talking about.
I think another major storyline is Ben Johnson the first day of practice a few days ago throwing the ones off the field on offense because they couldn't get lined up properly. So just threw the entire team off the field. That was
there's a little Dan Campbell
quite
in
impressive.
That.
Well, but here's the thing. When we talked about Ben Johnson coming here and him being the most highly touted head coach, we weren't ranting and raving about the demeanor of having that Dan Campbell type of intensity. We were ranting and raving because Ben Johnson seems to be an offensive genius, right?
Oh, yeah.
He can call the plays.
Yeah.
But we weren't saying, this guy's going to like build the culture. Like, we weren't saying that.
Yeah.
Throw your starting quarterback off with the ones the first day of practice. That's more of like a defensive-minded Dan Campbell, even though Dan Campbell's offense, but like, you know what I'm saying? It's more of a Dan Campbell move than it is like an analytical offensive play caller.
I do think, also, I think you bring up a good point because this was kind of a little bit of a discussion about Cohen too, and this goes back to Wednesday when one of my observations was like, hey man, it looks like he really like hit a new level, locked in. From when he joined us on Tuesday on the show to when he was on the podium Wednesday, it was like, it just felt like a different vibe, and because it had started, and I think these offensive minds have to actually overcome that perception. And the player coach kind of guy has to overcome that perception of, but we're tough too, right? Or this is old school football. At the end of the day, football at its roots is football at its roots. And I do think Ben Johnson and Liam Cohen have to overcome some of that perception. How much does that matter? I don't know. I'm just saying they do. And you do hear the same thing about Cohen. Again, some of the conversation I had today was, but he can ratchet. I mean, he can. Sure. It was almost like he can snap, like maybe Ben Johnson did. Like, this ain't good enough.
Yeah, I mean, I just think it's very telling. You're at the first day of practice and you throw because like it started with Caleb Williams and then he got pissed off the entire offensive line, I guess, because there was some false starts and threw him off the field.
Let me finish with this. I got a question for you on a coaching style. Right now, we want. I think players want consistency, right? They want to know what they're getting, and a coach, and they want you to be kind of the same guy. But I think some of the best coaches, some of the best leaders, really, this could be in business too, have this unpredictability about them as well. Yes, consistent. You know what the asks are. You know if you do this, and this, okay, right? That's the standard. All this other stuff. But I also think like the best coaches, you're kind of like, how's he going to react to this? Or, whoa, didn't expect that. Whatever. And again, that's not on a daily basis. That would be called inconsistency.
Sure.
But they have that in them to be able to do that. You know what I mean? I think you appreciate that. Because that keeps you as a player or an employee in this instance on edge. If every 3 weeks you're like, whoa, where did that come from?
I mean, okay, I get what you're saying here, but also, and I've been a big proponent of this since we started the old show. Like, the biggest thing that players look for in a coach is being genuine, right? So if you want to throw the curveball and flip the script and yell out of your character, okay, but at least make it come from a place that's who you are. Like, if, and once again, like we've seen Liam Cohen out of practice, he's been locked in it, and maybe he will let it fly one of these days, and maybe that will be warranted. Maybe the players be like, yeah, okay, that's who he is. But where you lose the locker room is when you have coaches who don't purvey like, hey, they're loose cannons, and all of a sudden they act like a loose cannon. That's how you will lose your locker room, because you're not molding players. You're not molding young minds like you are in high school or even in college. You're dealing with a bunch of grown men who are going through grown men things. And, one of the biggest things you can do as a man is speak your truth and be who you are. And if you start to go against that and you start to, try to act like something that you're not, players will see through that a mile away.
It'll be interesting to watch. Because, again, I believe the true test for all these guys, Ben Johnson, you name it, in the NFL, around the league, guys that especially are new at it, and Cohen and this regime included, is what happens when you're 1 and 2. Like, what happens when the things don't go well? And that doesn't happen necessarily right here. That happens later on. So how do you react to that? How will they react to that? I think that's an unknown. And then we learn a little bit more about who you are. All right, let's do this. Take a break and be back for another hour. Brent and Austen show until 1 o'clock. Get you covered all day long on the Action Sports Jax 24/7 network, all weekend as well. Casey Kurtz jumps in the show. I jump out of the show. Got to get back down to Jags headquarters, do an interview we'll tell you about, and stay tuned on the weekend for Action Sports Jax Primetime. We'll have it on Sunday night, actually, so hope we can watch, and then probably talk a little bit more about on Monday when we're back at it. Jags have pads go on Monday, so that will be a fun practice. Austen will be back out there. Top of the show, Austen will tell you a little about what he saw in our Republic Services. RecyclingSimplified.com. How about recycle the big stories of the day that we started with at 10 o'clock? It's coming up at noon. When it's time to get a new car for anyone in your family, just remember, nobody but Nimnick, the #1 Buick GMC dealer in Jacksonville. Get the latest price breaks on 2023 and 2024 models or the newest 2025 vehicles in the showroom on Phillips Highway or shop online at nimnickbuickgmc.com 24 hours a day. GMC Sierras, Yukons, and the redesigned Acadias, or get the all-new redesigned line with Buicks. It's nobody but Nimnick, and part of the reason why is this is a first-class buying experience here at Nimnick Buick GMC. You're not just a customer, you're a friend. This is about getting a vehicle that best fits you and getting you on the road, and also helping you and your family down the road. Nimnick has a treating you right guarantee, courtesy, respect, fairness. And most Buicks, GMCs, and Jacksonville's only Car Bravo dealer, nobody but Nimnick. Who has put in the most years and stands behind a better experience? Nobody but Nimnick. GMC. We are professional grade.
If you look good, you feel good. And the medical professionals here at Ponte Vedra Vein and Aesthetics are here to make you feel your best. I'm on camera every week, and I have a confession to make. I'm not always confident in my appearance. Can you see my dark circles? Is my makeup highlighting my fine lines instead of covering them up? I question it all. So when I found out about the wide variety of procedures here at Ponte Vedra Vein and Aesthetics, I knew help was just one appointment away. Medical Director Dr. Megan Deacon Casey and her board-certified physicians have been using the latest in cutting-edge technology for the last 10 years, giving men and women their personal confidence boost. From Botox, fillers, Morpheus 8, and so much more. The hardest part was figuring out what I needed. Thankfully, the medical team walked me through what would work best for me through a free consultation. Come look and feel your best with the team here at Ponte Vedra Vein and Aesthetics. Visit them at one of their 2 locations, either over in Ponte Vedra or on the south side.
I've been telling you about CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing for a long time now. Their drinking water systems remove up to 99% of contaminants. We've had a Connecticut water softener and drinking water system in our home for more than 7 years. You can see the difference whether you're washing clothes, the dishes, or what I like to do most, fill this up for some coffee every morning, and mostly all day. Remember, if you're not filtering your water, you are the filter. Don't be the filter. Right now, you can get a free Connecticut reverse osmosis system with a purchase of a Connecticut Premier Softener. The experts at CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing will test your water for free and determine your water score. Don't know your water score? CGC will find out and recommend the appropriate Connecticut water treatment solutions so you can improve it. Call 904-552-1242 or visit cgcwater.com. Ask about our 90-day love it or leave it guarantee. CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing, an authorized independent Connecticut dealer. Florida license number CFC 1432579.
Empower a future, inspire a dream. It's a bold but simple mission for the Jacksonville Police Athletic League known as Jax PAL. Help the next generation of kids in Jacksonville shape a brighter future. Their after-school programs, teenage leadership programs. There's community outreach.
This has been just an awesome opportunity to be out here with my colleagues and do something good for the community. It's really been an interesting opportunity to just see everybody work together in a way that we don't normally in the office.
And there's sports. There are also ways you can help the next generation with a donation of any kind. Just visit jaxpal.org to get more information. Empower a future, inspire a dream with Jax PAL.
Most of us know how to throw. But you need to know what to throw. I'm not talking about footballs, baseballs, softballs. We're talking about those items you need to recycle. Republic Services explains it easy. Recycling simplified. 1. Know what to throw. When in doubt, throw it out. 2. Empty, clean, and dry those materials. It takes an extra minute, but it makes a big difference. And 3. Don't bag it. This makes the recycling process faster and more efficient. This is a look at the Republic Services North Florida Recycling Center. You can make this process even more efficient. By utilizing those 3 steps, Republic Services can help you become a better recycler in your home. Learn more at recyclingsimplified.com.
Welcome back to the Brent and Austin Show, streaming on the Action Sports Jax 24/7 network.
12 o'clock hour on the Brent and Austin Show means we recycle the top stories of the day with Republic Services, recyclingsimplified.com. Jaguars Training Camp Day 3 in the books. The story out of camp today, kind of a rough day for the offense. Trevor did throw one pick that was bad at the line of scrimmage, so no big deal, but otherwise it was still clunky. Austin, you talked a lot about it. You know, the defense has had the upper hand. The one positive on offense, Parker Washington had a really nice day, the third one in a row for him, and a lot of eyes still on Bishil Tootin. A lot of people thinking that he can make a lot of plays, impress Udinski, Cohen, and co. during training camp, and up his snap count straight off rip in week 1.
You know, so I will say this about practice today. Did the offense have some issues? Yeah, there was some, false starts, especially when, you're not really throwing the wrinkles and the crazy offense at, it's basically just the meat and potatoes right now, and you're having some issues. But, let's keep things in perspective, right? It's the third day of practice. And it's funny because, I know we have our teal-colored glasses on and we just cover the Jacksonville Jaguars. Do you think, in Kansas City, Mahomes or that offense has, an off day? Do you think, Cincinnati, they have maybe an off? I feel like
sure,
it's allowed. It's going to happen, right?
Yeah,
Especially in a brand new offense.
Yeah.
I mean, you know what? I would maybe be a little concerned if they didn't have off days. Which is did they come out the gate that hot? Because I'm wondering, okay, well, should you throw more at them than on offense? Or how come they're picking it up so well? It's the nature of the beast, right? And until pads come on, until we start establishing more of the motions and things like that, more of just, then the meat and potatoes, we'll wait and see. Simple as that.
It's like when one of my 15U pitchers goes out for warm-ups in between innings and he throws six straight strikes.
Yeah.
I tell the catcher, freaking throw it down. He's going to run out.
No, for sure. Yeah.
We got to get this in game.
And this is the thing, guys, too, and Hamby, you've seen practices. Casey, I'm sure you've seen practices as well. When you're not dealing with full pads, it truly is hard to really get a read on what this team is, who these players are, and everything. Now, I think it's also lazy to say, well, they're not wearing pads. We didn't really learn anything. There's always something to pick up. There's always something to watch. You just got to know what you're watching and look for the right things. And it's like I said to open the show today, and we're going to kind of recycle this a little bit for those of you that have maybe missed the first 2 hours. I think right now the focus and the goal of the Jacksonville Jaguars is to find out what you have as a team, is what you have as players. We see a guy like Dewey, for instance, playing safety right now, starting safety. Some people feel a certain type of way about it. Some people want to say, well, Caleb Ransall, you drafted him. What do you give it time, all right? It's going to be Dewey's job until it's not. And if it's Dewey's job, then congratulations, you earned it. But what I've liked so far of what I saw today on my first day at practice, and I'll have more to report hopefully on Monday when it's full pads, what I like, though, Casey, is that I feel like some teams in the NFL, they want to say our offense is going to win us the football games. Our defense is going to win us the football games. And by saying that, you throw the entire book at the team from day one, right? Mm-hmm. This is our scheme. This is what we're running. Let's go out there and run it, and let's show why we're going to be a great team this year. And then there's other teams that want to be a little more, let's just take it easy. Let's just run basic plays. Let's run basic drills. Let's see what we have as a team, and then go from there. And that's what the Jacksonville Jaguars are right now. Now, aesthetically, is it entertaining for the crowd? Is it entertaining for people like me? Well, maybe not really. It doesn't have to be.
That's not the point.
They aren't in the entertainment. Well, it is a little entertainment business, but
not at practice.
Not for training camp.
Yeah.
Especially the first week of training camp. So I like how they're approaching this, Casey, where they're saying, you know what, let's see what we have first as players, and then we're going to tailor that going forward.
Yeah, and you kind of have to do that, right, with Liam Cohen not fully knowing what he's got until kind of this stage. You had OTAs and all that kind of stuff, and they have a good feel for what they have, but with a pretty much all brand new coaching staff, then, you got to figure out what it is you got, and it sounds like that's what they're doing, which is important to your earlier point. You're not going to have a great day every day. I think that's a good point. And I wonder, who was the first team to say we're going to let fans into our training camp? Because it's really been downhill from there, I feel like. Like, yeah, sure, you want the player interaction and stuff, that's fine, but, like, it's practice. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
You're not supposed to, like, I don't know. I'm not in the you're not supposed to see practice camp from, like, a trying to hide your play standpoint.
Of course, yeah.
It's just practice. Like, it's boring. Like, you get yelled at.
Yeah,
like, stuff happens. You know what I mean?
There's no more Oklahoma drills. You know,
Right.
there's more, like, very rarely live contact, right? You don't see that anymore.
But I think it's just so goofy that, like, and listen, I understand what we're doing right now, but, like, NFL Live today will show 30 different, or not 30, but they'll show 10 different camps of one highlight and talk about it for an hour. And it's like, we're talking about practice, Allen Iverson. You know what I mean? It's crazy to me still.
And I think one of the biggest things I'm looking forward to on Monday, because this is when you can get a really good feel. And we talked about this with Liam Cohen. We interviewed him a couple of days ago. And I wish I could have got a follow-up question, but we're definitely out of time. When I asked him about, when he was in Tampa, the whole, when, like, you go from 2023 to be the worst run team, literally the worst, 32 in, total rushing and team offense rushing. And then you take that, you become the play caller, you become offensive coordinator, and you're top 5 in 1 year's time. That's not easy to do. And he alluded to saying, well, a lot of it had to do with, you had some guys that were on that Super Bowl run with Tom Brady. And you had some guys, like a guy like Tristan Wirfs, who, they had that attitude already about him. I'm very curious to see, because make no mistake about it, we want to talk about Brian Thomas Jr., Travis Hunter. This is going to be a run-first team, I believe. This is going to be a team that wants to pound the rock. If that's the case, it's not like Tampa, where you're coming off a Super Bowl from a couple years ago. Right? It's not like Tampa right now where you have a guy like Tristan Wirfs who's like that bona fide leader.
Right.
And yeah, we could sit here and say, you got Josh Hines Allen, you got Foyesade Oluokun, you got Trayvon Walker. Well, they're all on defense. Who do you have on offense? And if you don't have those guys, can Liam Cohen manufacture that motivation? Because that's what we talked about. It's 3 things: rushing the football, be able to run the football. You got to have that mentality, you have to have that attitude. There's got to be a scheme, there's got to be talent. Talent, we've seen some good. There's some intrigue. Time will tell. Okay?
They have talent.
Scheme, I believe in the scheme because I think Liam Cohen's going to set him up for success.
Yep.
The attitude, I don't know if they have that.
Does that go to your offensive line then at that point?
Of course.
That's the attitude.
That's the attitude. And, I mean, have you seen it? We didn't see it last year, really.
I mean, you can't. I
think the numbers speak for themselves last year.
Yeah, I don't think you can sit here and pound the table and say they have the attitude. You have no
Exactly.
clue. Liam Cohen has the attitude of what he wants to do.
Of course.
But that's about the only attitude I think they got.
So I think that'll be the biggest question I'll be looking for on Monday is what is this quote-unquote attitude going to look like? Because that's what it comes down to, Casey. Like, yes, I think they have the names to be successful. I think they're going to have the scheme to be successful. Do you have that mentality? And if you don't have that mentality, well, then guess what? Josh Hines Allen can't get it for you. Foyesade Oluokun can't get it for you. That's going to fall on Liam Cohen.
I guess from Liam Cohen's perspective, here's what I'm asking you. First day of pads, like, you probably don't know. But a week in, will he have a pretty good feel if it's not going to go the way he wants? Like, how quick will he know?
Listen, he can maybe have a vibe of that right now just based off of meetings and everything.
True.
But until you put the pads on, it's hard to tell. Right? So it's a great question, Casey. I'm going to say in the first week of full pads and everything or whatever, like every other day, he should have at least an idea of where they're at, of what the baseline's going to be. And then he's going to have to adjust accordingly if it's not where he wants.
And I think that part's fascinating because you guys talked about it so much last year, like, with the plan with Doug Peterson and everything and how there was no plan. Well, there might not have been a plan A, but there definitely wasn't a plan B.
Yeah.
So, like, I wonder, knowing or thinking what we know about what we think the Jags offense is going to be, I wonder if there is some of that and you see some sort of like a shift. Because I agree with you. I think they're going to try to run the football first and foremost. But
of course.
If you sniff out that you can't, you can't.
No, without a doubt. And, like, listen, this is where maybe that McVay coaching tree comes in a little more, right? Because we think of Sean McVay, we think of O'Connell, and it's like, okay, yeah, very quarterback-friendly offense, everything like that. But make no mistake about it. Like, McVay came on the scene, ran things a certain way, and in case you forgot, it was the tight bunch formations. Basically, the whole philosophy was that you can still run the football out of 3-by-1, but we're going to have the wide receivers in a bunch formation, so that way it makes blocking easier for that run. But then they went away from that because, well, McVay didn't have the receivers to run that anymore. So then you got a guy like, who's the running back? Darrell Henderson, right? In Los Angeles.
Who was the running back?
No, who was the running back?
Kyren Williams.
Where did Henderson from?
He was the running back when McVay took over, though. So
no, you're right. But now it's Kyren Williams. But now you have Kyren Williams where it's like, oh, we're going to run first now. Forget about the bunch and everything. Let's go more like traditionally 2 tight ends, 2 wide receivers, and then Kyren Williams pounding the rock. One of the most underrated running backs I feel like in the entire league. So I get like every coach, they're quarterback friendly, they pass. Yeah, but there still is wrinkles. And who's to say that week 1 of training camp with the full pads on, Liam Cohen sees it and says, man, I don't know if we got the grit or the intensity to really, all right, maybe we'll be a little more passing, a little more play action than actually pound the rock.
And the part that that I like about that is you mentioned that the Rams didn't have the receivers. Well, you don't have that problem here. Or at least
Correct.
You think you don't have that. You better not have that problem here for the investment in a first rounder. You paid Deami Brown and Trevor Lawrence as the first overall pick. So
Agreed.
You should be able to do that.
Agreed.
But again, you have the evidence that you can consistently. I think Liam Cohen feels like he probably can scheme it up.
Yeah.
But they got to figure that out if they have that here in Jacksonville. So hopefully they don't get to that point where he identifies that they might have a problem running the football.
Yeah. It could be an issue.
But I just think it's fascinating that you could know. Like all this work that you do in the offseason and you get into the first week of pads and you're like, well, might have screwed that up.
Yeah, I might screw that up a little bit, right? Because once again, like putting it on paper, seeing it on film, walking through it during OTAs is one thing. When the pads come on, that's when you find out what the demeanor is truly going to be.
Yeah.
But I will say this, I do feel good about this point though, Casey. I feel good about how I do feel like in terms of that leadership, in terms of the dogs, maybe you want to call them like that, even though it's becoming cliche now. But like, I think you have a little more of those guys on defense because they're a little more established on defense, right? Now, the defense wasn't that good last year, but you have Josh Hines-Allen, you have Trayvon Walker, you have Foyesade Oluokun. You have guys who have now cemented themselves as reliable, as leaders on this team. On offense, yeah, you have Trevor, but let's be honest, needs to play a little higher of a level, and hopefully that happens this year. You have Brian Thomas Jr., but coming into his second year, so he's still learning the game as well, and now a new offense and everything.
Sure.
And as that offensive line's concerned, like, yeah, Walker Little, he's been used here, there, sprinkled on a little bit. Anton Harrison had a much better rookie year, I think, than maybe his, I think there's a couple more questions on offense than there is on defense in terms of just, once again, that tenacity, if you will.
Yeah, and I would agree with you. Did I see this right? Josh Hines-Allen is on the top 100 NFL.
63.
Did I see Trayvon was on there, or is that some other thing?
Brian Thomas Jr. was today. He's 61.
Okay, so whatever I saw about Trayvon wasn't right. But
yeah, because I don't think Trayvon's going to be ahead of
No, I wouldn't think so. I feel like I saw some that was goofy, but, maybe they got me on the internet. I don't know.
Sure, yeah.
I think I kind of feel this way like you just said it, but I think it's also just wild that as bad as their defense was last year, I understand there's different coaches now and different players playing in different positions, but you kind of fall back on the same thing that you fell back on last year with the defense. Josh Hines-Allen.
Yeah.
Trayvon Walker. All guys that were here last year. And I think they're going to be better this year because it's hard to be worse. I think you think they're going to be better.
Correct.
But also, isn't that a little sort of insane to think that they're going to be substantially better by just changing a coaching, basically?
Listen, I think it could be considered a little insane, Casey, but I also think it was insane of just how bad it truly was.
I agree with that, for sure.
With Ryan Nielsen. And that's what I'm chalking it up to.
Okay.
I'm chalking it up to giving this defense the benefit of the doubt that they do have a lot of the players in place to be successful for whatever rhyme or reason, even though despite what Ryan Nielsen said in press conferences, because he said all the right things, I said this could be the next head coach someplace, the actions didn't speak the verbiage. And what you got last year was a result of that. So, yeah, I know it's crazy, Casey, but I think a new defensive coordinator, a new voice, just a breath of fresh air is going to make this defense look worldly different.
Hopefully so. You were out there, right?
I was out there.
Give me the good news on my guy. Something the second.
So I did see him.
Okay. He's still on the team,
I'm not
baby.
gonna lie.
Let's go.
I saw my guy as well, and when it was like team practice going on, he wasn't. Like, he's on the sidelines. I'm like, oh,
Your guy?
yeah. So I'm like, okay, well maybe he's no. He was practicing. So I don't. It seemed like he was doing his own stretching routine, which, yeah, just basically what I saw.
All right.
But no, Casey, I think both our guys still, picking it up,
Okay.
and we'll see. But I like our chances better than the wide receivers, who I think I counted 25 today, and I couldn't tell if one was Adam Cole or if one was actually the guy that they got from Cincinnati.
Trent Irwin.
Dude, looks exact. I mean, like I saw the pictures of it.
Right.
Was it Trent Irwin?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's an Adam Cole clone.
Really?
Like, I know Adam Cole right now, and hopefully he comes back to wrestling, but he's been hurt, concussions and everything. If they need to do like a stuntman, like a body double kind of storyline, that's your guy.
You would think if Trent Irwin makes the team, there's a gimmick coming there, right?
Gotta be.
AEW and
Yeah, you gotta be.
all right. Well, listen. Once they get those pads on, I heard something. The second, it's going to be a menace.
Yeah.
That's what I heard.
Without a doubt. Well, we just talked about the defense a little bit, led by Josh Hines-Allen, led by Trayvon Walker. And Casey, I keep saying it, the unsung hero, I believe, the most consistent thing on this defense has been Foyesade Oluokun. And I think, do we have Marcel Robinson or do we have a Liv Tasley?
This is Marcel.
We got Marcel Robinson catching up here with Foyesade Oluokun. I think this interview was done yesterday.
Yep.
Day 2 in the books. Finally got some time on the grass with all the guys, man. How's it feel out there?
Good. It's been exciting to get back. Good little break in the off season. Everybody seemed like they was working hard and stuff. Put that kind of mentality into the break, going into the break, and now we're back. Excited to be with the guys, getting better every day.
Since you brought up the offseason, we talked to Dewey yesterday, and he mentioned that you and a couple of guys were out there in Denver working out.
Yeah.
How was that? How'd that come about? Whose idea was it? I'm assuming it was probably one of Chad or Dewey's, but how'd that come about?
I told them for a while I go out to Denver every off season to work out. They're from Denver, so they got some places out there now. So like, where you work out at? Because I think Dewey saw me running them Red Rock Stadium stairs last year. So I was like, hey, you should come out with me next time I'm out there. So he put us together, and then Chad happened to get a little place out there. He's from there. So he came along with me, and they liked the work that they did. Good conditioning with the altitude and stuff. Then gives you just the ability to be outside working on something every day. A lot of outdoorsy people, so a lot of grass, a lot of opportunity all day just to work out. Kind of like a little workout retreat, it felt like. Since preseason, pre-draft. I went out there pre-draft to train, and it got me my numbers right and stuff. So they give me the facility, Landau facility, let me work out there, always give me good coaching points, and then I just stay out there and work on my craft.
Nice. Yeah. Well, speaking of the numbers right, how the numbers look out here, obviously with all the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Second day in a row, you guys made some plays, got your hands on the ball. How's that for the defense?
That's good, especially coming from last year where we didn't get as many turnovers. Then we saw a lot of success when we did have a lot of turnovers. So getting our eyes back to the quarterback, getting our hands on the ball, that makes a huge effect in the game. And then being able to do it early here just gives us confidence, being in the right place, knowing where we can make some breaks on the ball, always important.
One of the things we talked about during minicamp was, the new energy, the new regime, the new coaching and everything. Only a few days in minicamp, 2 days in the training camp. Does it still have that kind of new feeling? Still have that new car smell on it?
I love the energy the coaches bring. I think they challenge us every day. They're pretty upfront with us when they think things are up to our standard, whether or not. They don't really sugarcoat it. So I like that. It's kind of how I grew up anyway. But it keeps everybody on their toes, everybody on edge every day. And I think that's going to be good for the team.
They say that usually early on in training camp, it's sort of expected for the defense to be ahead of the offense a little bit. But just from your perspective, you're a guy, you got eyes on the entire field, the entire unit. Where do you feel the defense is now? Obviously, you want to get better, but where do you feel the defense is now?
I think we retained a lot from the little OTA period. I think the communication is good, could get better. But that's really the name of the game, being able to trust your teammates around you in the right places. Everybody communicating the right things, what to expect, because, sometimes your guy's going to be over here and let's say coverage, you don't know what's coming from the backside. You got to know what to communicate to your partner as well. And I think we're taking strides in that way, but I like where we are right now. And I think that's one of the reasons why the defense is up right now. But also, you don't have pads, so a lot of maybe the run fits and stuff, we're able to really maybe slip blocks where we have to grind them out. When pads come on, it's going to be not a different story, but that's where things get a little more challenging. But I like where we are right now.
Before you guys get those pads on, like you said, there's obviously other things you can implement, other things to work on. But do you find that you guys take a little bit more maybe mental reps because when you get the pads on, it's a totally different story?
in the beginning of these first couple practices, I really like to make sure everybody's in the right place. Obviously, when the gap's open, you shoot it. When you see a route break on it, but make sure everybody's in the right place. That way, I know like when the pads are on, nobody's not doing the wrong thing, taking a shortcut or something like that. Everybody really got to be stressing their responsibility so that when the pads come on, it's just like second nature.
What have you seen from the entire linebacker unit? Obviously Devin, Chad, Jack Kaiser, new guy in there. What have you seen from the entire linebacker corps?
I think we're very mature as a group. Everybody's willing to learn and get better. All of us have gotten good reps in games. Jack's kind of very smart player. He's coming along very well. But I like the maturity of the group and just everybody's pushing each other to get better and be in the right spots and putting their little tidbits what they saw and stuff because, we've seen a lot of plays. We've seen, what could be a problem play and all that. So I like the way we're able to talk about play and our responsibilities and stuff. It's really cool and refreshing right now.
Seems like even with this being a new system, you guys are playing fast, flying around, moving around. That's obviously something good to see, especially early on.
Yeah, I think we took it upon ourselves to be better than last year. And that's the way to do it. Swarming to the ball, communication in the right spot. We know what it looks like when it's wrong, and we didn't like that. So let's be better.
Last one, you're always complimentary of everybody else, but, last one, let's wrap up. Just talking about you. Where are you at? Obviously, we talked about how you worked out in the offseason, but where do you feel you are right now? And I guess what's the next step for you to kind of get ready for, the season coming up?
I feel like I'm making great strides right now. Me personally, I don't really talk about myself a lot.
I know.
Yeah, compared to last year, people say I was hurt. That's the first time I was really hurt in the whole season. From my foot to my groin and stuff, and now, I'm healthier. So I'm really happy about that. Moving well. I'm playing, I like how I'm playing, so I want to keep improving on it and really make plays, a lot of plays this year. Rely on my teammates to be in the right spots and make my plays and affect the game, really. I think I have another stride to hit, in this career. I think I've seen a lot of plays. I think I could really be where I want to be in this league. Yeah.
Got to get that tackling title back, right?
I want to make plays, though. Tackles and plays, you know what I'm saying? But it's coming. They all come with it, just doing my job and keeping that motor. And, when the ball in play, let's get to it. Let's make a play on the ball. Yeah.
Foyesade Oluokun, Action Sports, Jack's Marcel Robinson caught up with him. Thought it was a great interview. Listen, I like what Foye is saying here because I think he understands what we all understand. It's one thing to be like the NFL tackling leader. But if you're leading the NFL in tackles, that's not really a compliment maybe to your defense, right? Because now you're on the field a lot. You have to make extra plays. I love Foye's mindset because if you want to be critical about one thing about Foyesade Oluokun, and it's hard to find anything to be critical about it because he's done everything the right way, those splash plays, right. those oh wow type of plays. He seems to be pretty focused on that this year.
Yeah, it was. He was very quick to make sure that you knew that he was trying to make plays as well, not just tackles. The tackles are obviously extremely important. They're significantly better with him, I think. The conversation about could he not be here was kind of ludicrous.
Yeah.
Just because what he brings to their defense, he's also a genius. What he brings to their locker room. I'm glad he's here. I think they're better with him. I'm not going to lie, though. A lot of that interview, I was distracted. Did y'all see my boy working in some of those videos? Somebody the second? He was in the background. Get working!
I couldn't even look in the background because I was fixated. That was Casey's guy.
Somebody the second was working in the back of one of those videos. I saw him. And then another one, I saw him get water, which means he had just worked his ass off.
I was so fixated. I was so fixated on Chad Muma, who apparently, I don't know, was doing some kind of hand thing. He's got a giant cast on.
Didn't see that at all.
Yeah. Well, dude, as someone who had to wear one of those casts his sophomore year of college, thoughts and prayers go to Chad Muma because I can't imagine how sweaty, itchy that whole thing is right now going through training camp with that.
Yeah, that's a good point.
It's not, yeah.
Is it just like a...
Well,
I know everyone's different.
Yeah, I mean, Hamby, do we know what the extent? I always go to Hamby for like the injury stuff. Like he knows it probably. Do you know like what's going on with Chad Muma?
There's not been any word.
Yeah, he's got a giant cast on his head. Now maybe it's just like a cast that you put on for practice, and then like they must tape it on or something.
Okay.
But it looked like he had like a big club on, which I would assume it's a hand or probably a hand broken or something, like which takes a couple weeks to fix.
Yeah.
So I assume it's a full cast on the whole time. And if that's the case, have fun with that fork trying to stick it down there and itch everything because it gets gnarly, man.
When you had it, you had like a cast?
So when I had a cast, and then I had a cast,
just like a normal cast
on my thumb. Yeah, so it was like I broke my thumb, but it had to be a full like hand cast.
Okay.
And then on top of that, then for every practice, then they would wrap like another cast or like foam around it.
Yeah.
To make it like a giant club.
So you never got to take the actual cast off.
Not in the beginning. So when it was pretty much healed, then I took it off, and then it was just a cast for the game.
Wrap. Okay.
Correct. If that makes sense.
That's foul.
Yeah.
You think, like, I would think.
But go ahead.
I'm no genius here. I would think in the NFL, they should be able to give you a new cast every day.
This is what I was going to say.
I mean,
I would hope so.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
You would think.
He probably has his own little saw that you know those saws?
Yeah.
Do you know those things? They don't actually cut. They just vibrate. Did you ever know this?
No.
So like,
I've never had to cut a cast off.
Have you had a cast before?
Actually, no.
Look at us.
You guys got to get out there and live a little bit.
What do you mean?
Get out there and break something. Do you know how rare it is that both of you have never had a cast before? I feel like it's like a rite of passage. Yeah. Well, nevertheless,
I had a boot for a toe, but
okay,
Justin
Justin
Fields.
Fields.
I was going to say, hey, Justin Fields, did you get carted off too?
No cart. I played
the next day.
No, but it did the rest of the game, but it was broken.
The rest of the game.
Wait, you played the rest of the game on a broken toe or foot?
Yeah,
or
toe. It was like I was like
the
10.
big one.
Yeah.
Or
which toe?
My right big toe.
At least that was the big one.
And it was baseball?
Yeah, but I think if I remember the story, I don't remember a whole lot about it, but it was broken. I think it was growth plates, so I had to like sit out like a couple months and after that tournament.
Dude stuff?
And wear a boot.
Okay. Well, real quick, I was going to say, so when you get your cast off, it's like this giant saw. And like they saw it off, right? And you're always nervous because like, oh, what happens if they cut through the cast and get my skin? Well, it's a saw, but it doesn't spin. It vibrates. So if you put the saw on your skin, it's not going to cut it, but like it's going to, since it vibrates so quickly,
that's amazing.
It goes through the cast.
Like
dude,
pressure.
yeah. Like next time you have some time, like, Google it, man. The saw looks gnarly. And as a child,
I've seen the saw.
Yeah, I was petrified of that thing. Like, oh, dude, he's going to cut me. No, it's just, it vibrates. You're all good.
That's amazing.
Yeah, man. I didn't learn that until like much later in life. But here's what I learned a little earlier in life, that we got to hit our breaks. We got to pay our bills. So let's go ahead and hit our break real quick. We'll come back in. Hamby, I think you got some extra stuff for this. Is kind of a Hamby-centric episode today. I'm not mad about it. He's got some more videos, maybe some more takes to talk about. Can't wait. Here next in the Brent and Austen Show.
If you don't see a pit, it ain't legit. When you hear that, you think Bono's Pit Barbecue, a staple in Northeast Florida now for 75 years. A place that feels like home with friendly service, a meeting place for friends, family, or business occasions. On the menu, the corn nuggets are a favorite in our house, but there's something for everyone. Sandwiches, platters, salads, sides, desserts, and family feasts. You see Bono's all over the place in Northeast Florida. You know, there are almost 20 locations in the Jacksonville area now, so stop on by, sit down, and dine in with Bono's. You can also take it to go. There are drive-thrus in many of the locations, and they have delivery options too. Just download the Bono's app to make things easy. I signed up for the loyalty program, and you can too, to get special offers. If Jacksonville is home, few things feel more Jacksonville than Bono's Pit Barbecue. Celebrate 75 years and many more to come. Bono's Pit Barbecue. If you don't see a pit, it ain't legit.
People helping people. It's at the core of what Alive Credit Union is all about, and it's been that way for over 70 years. From the start in 1954 to today, the mission remains to inspire financial wellness and give you a financially fit lifestyle. Alive Credit Union and its employees are committed to not only serving their valued members, but also our community here in Northeast Florida. I had a chance to see that commitment firsthand as Alive partnered with our Action Sports Jacks 24/7 team to bring you Armada men's and women's soccer broadcasts. Inside the 18, it is a shot, and it's a goal! Chloe Chivers! And that connection to the community continues with Alive Credit Union's support of the Police Athletic League of Jacksonville. Alive Credit Union's commitment to our community also involves serving the financial needs of all first responders through the recent merger partnership with City and Police Federal Credit Union. Join the community and become a member of Alive Credit Union today. Find out the many ways you can be inspired in financial wellness at alivecu.coop.
You trust CGC to make your water great, and now you can trust CGC with your plumbing needs as well. Fast, convenient scheduling, licensed and insured. A quick call away at 904-552-1242.
You never know when you're going to have an issue with a shower, toilet, or maybe it's a sink that sometimes is easy to fix. All right, let's be honest. I'm not fixing anything. I'm totally staging this because when I have a plumbing problem, I call CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing.
Trained professionals, transparent pricing, customer satisfaction. Small problem or even a bigger issue. Save 10% off any water heater plus no trip charge. The experts with 25 years of experience at CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing can do it all. Call 904-552-1242 or visit cgcwater.com. For a limited time, CGC is waiving the trip charge on all related plumbing calls. CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing, an authorized independent Connecticut dealer. Florida license number CFC 1432579.
For the game day hustle and every day in between, juggling my show Jag Social to going under the Friday night lights and a social life, it's a daily tournament. But this ride, MVP status. The all-new 2024 Lincoln Nautilus isn't just my car, it's my personal locker room, office on the go, and VIP lounge on wheels. Let's talk tech. My profile remembers everything from customizing my dash display to setting the ambient lighting and my signature scent. And wireless charging, essential for live tweeting scores. Whether I'm packing for a beach day with friends or heading to the gym, there's space for every passion. After dominating all day, this becomes my recovery zone. The massage feature is like having a personal PT on call. Life's a non-stop game, but with this ride, I'm always on my A game. The 2024 Lincoln Nautilus. Drive your passion.
Grab some friends and go to a restaurant or head out for a drink and some conversation. Watch your favorite team play on the big screen. Or how about play some games? You can do all of that in one night at Best Bet.
Each location has a different vibe, its own personality, like here at the original Best Bet in Orange Park. When you walk through these doors, everybody knows your name. And here in St. Augustine, it's the newest location. Play some poker. How about the table games? And don't forget about Ace's Sports Bar and Grill. And then there's the Jacksonville location, right here on Monument Road. It's the biggest poker room in the state of Florida. Maybe you'll find yourself a seat right here at the final table.
Best Bet, where you can have the best of times. And that makes you always go home a winner. Try any of the 3 locations, and you can always visit bestbetjax.com.
Welcome back to the Brent and Austen Show, streaming on the Action Sports Jax 24/7 network.
Oh, yeah.
Did you see this?
I have seen this.
Oh! They got our boy.
They got him!
There's a video, too, where he's in the restaurant getting arrested.
Yeah, we got that. This is just... How can you do this? Oh!
Look at the kids in the back.
Mortifying.
They don't know what to think. Hey, and if you're the police, though... like,
what are you doing?
I know. I understand, like... Yeah, the law's the law, right? And like everything should fall in line with the law. But can you at least go up to Mr. Chuck E. Cheese and be like, hey, sir, can you just come outside for a second and get away from the kids? Do you really have to arrest him?
And then why'd they have to treat him like Rey Mysterio and demask it?
I know. Oh, no, embarrassing.
Put him in the car in the Charles E.
Cheese.
That's by. Why you do my man Charles like that?
Oh, man.
Charles E.
I hope my
Charles E. It's got to be right.
Charles.
His name has to be Charles, does it not?
It's got to be.
Charles E. Cheese, man. And listen,
his face is
it's terrifying.
His face, he's so smiling though,
like there's so many better ways you could have done this, and then just to.
Bro, my favorite part is when they moved his shoes.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Can you imagine having it booked like he has to go to jail? Like, is he sitting in jail with this on?
Well, this is the part I don't he has to have another shirt on, right?
I would hope so.
Like, couldn't you, when they put him in the car with his size 72 shoes and he barely fits in there, isn't there a conversation somewhere along the line where he's like, hey,
can we just go home quick so I can change?
I've got sandals in the back.
Yeah.
Because I certainly didn't come to work as Charles. You know what I mean? I changed into the Charles gimmick.
Oh,
okay. Did y'all know where this is?
No, I don't.
This is in Tallahassee.
Sounds about right.
Awesome.
Sounds
Okay,
about
so
right.
I'm looking at this guy's mugshot.
Is he in the Charles getup?
No get up.
Bummer.
They did let him change.
They let him change.
Okay.
Okay, that's how it should be.
Well, usually I feel like if you're going to be in jail, you could probably be wearing a proper uniform. Like,
Yeah.
you know, like
Do we know
they
what
have
this-
clothes for you.
Do we know what this guy did?
All right.
Check fraud, I believe.
Credit card theft
Okay,
investigation.
Awesome. All right, cool. So now I feel a little bit better about saying some of the stuff I was going to say here. We can't do this.
I know.
If it was going to be
credit
like a
card fraud.
serious crime, I was going to be like, all right, we should probably.
No,
cut
if it was
this.
terrorism, yeah. Hey, go ahead and take them down right in front of everybody.
But like
Not credit card
for check fraud, like
or whatever.
I'm thinking we gotta maybe
wait till he leaves work.
wait till he like you don't. It's not serious enough to bust into the Chuck E. Cheese.
Here you go.
And throw Charles in cuffs. It's just not that serious.
It happened because Charles E. got snitched on.
I like the
According
idea
to
of
an
this.
arrest report,
By who?
officers
Ronald McDonald?
located Jones, his real last name.
Okay.
We'll say officers located Charles E. Cheese inside the restaurant and
better.
verified his identity after another employee told police he was wearing the mouse costume.
That's terrible.
Wait, so was the mouse costume?
Yes.
So
I
he's
bet
not.
it was.
So he's not even like the usual guy. He's like, hey, I want to go above and beyond today at work and put me in the costume.
No, it sounds like he wasn't a real employee.
No, but I'm saying like
He's not usually in the costume.
yeah.
He's usually like serving.
Maybe he's like
pizza
a cook or something.
Yeah.
So like he.
That would make
Wow.
it so much better.
Wouldn't it if he's in the get up to hide? Okay, so here's where I'm at when
Wait, hold on. As police escorted Jones to the parking lot, a woman approached the officers and provided video evidence identifying him as the person who made fraudulent purchases with her child support debit card. She told police she last used the card on June 28th during her child's birthday at Chuck E. Cheese.
Unbelievable. This is awesome.
Oh
this is
wow!
a great
So
story.
so Chuck E. Cheese was the front to get the credit card.
Police say a small amount of marijuana was found in Jones' possession.
On
in the costume.
Shut up. You got Chuck E. You have Charles walking around all doobied up.
Oh, man.
The smell.
Dude, wouldn't you have
Don't
to
worry,
be-
Ronan. That's just like pizza seasoning. That's oregano. You're fine. That's what that smell is.
Wouldn't you have to be a little goofy to walk around in the Charles E. Cheese costume for 8 hours?
A little bit.
I mean, what a disaster. So here's where I think when I see them taking my boy out. Is there a more traumatizing moment of childhood than this?
Not at all.
Like this for the kids in the Chuck E. Cheese, they will never recover.
No. I mean, okay, but here's the thing, Casey. And listen.
This will be like going to Disney World and they take Donald Duck.
Or Mickey Mouse.
Yeah.
Dude, Mickey's the one. Donald, like,
Don't regress. This
if
is
I
about
was a
Chuck.
kid,
This
okay,
is
but if
about
I was
Chuck.
a kid in like Pluto, I'll be like, all right, we'll see us. We still got Mickey. Okay, we're cool. If you're a cop, I'm like, listen, hey, shout out to our servicemen, man. You guys put your lives on the line. If you're a cop in that situation, and you know you got to arrest Charles in front of the youth, but you're not helping cop relations right now with the next generation when they see this. So like, do you give a speech and be like, hey, we just got to take him down real quick because he ate too much pizza? You know, like something like. Do you try to put on like a little monologue or do you tell him what it was? Hey.
No, you don't.
This menace will steal your parents' credit cards. We got to take them away.
No, listen. I don't like either.
How
of
do you
those.
handle it?
I think you go, hey, Charles E. Cheese, Mr. E. Cheese. You know what's going on clearly because you know who we are.
Yeah.
Let's go back here and we'll take you out the back.
Sure.
You don't cuff him and
I know.
take the head of Charles E. Cheese off
I know.
right outside the window.
Where's the
of
line, though,
Chuck E.
Casey?
Cheese.
Where's the
No.
line? Do we have time to worry about what the optics look like, or do we have to get another felon off the streets?
Dude, okay, listen, that's why I'm like asking about the crime.
Yeah.
If you killed a man, you do what you got to do.
Oh,
Yeah, you do what you got to do.
I'm grounded. Kids are going to be crying when I'm done.
Yes, okay, fair enough. Then I'm with you, okay? But check fraud, I don't think you need to do it the way you did it. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing. To your point, those kids are going to the first day of school saying, do I have the most unbelievable story to tell you about how I saw them take our boy, Charles E. Cheese, and throw him in the slammer. There's a whole group, to your point, of those kids that are saying terrible things about the police. Because they took away Chuck E. Cheese.
Yeah. We had
to see it.
We had a little incident in. Oh, this is funny. I'll tell it. So when I was in Vegas, not for like my. So this is like when I fought Robellis, the last fight of my contract, the one that I won. Ronan was with me.
Yep.
And you've been to
You
Vegas?
got to do the homework.
Yeah, I've been to Vegas.
Have you been to Vegas?
For only the airport.
Okay. Well, if you've been to Vegas, you're going to realize there's a lot of mascots dressed up that try to like coax your kids to get a picture, so then the parents got to pay.
Yeah.
It's a common occurrence. They're everywhere.
It's a good gimmick.
On the strip.
Well, it's a bad gimmick, but it's a very well-established gimmick.
It's a bad gimmick, but I get it. Like, hey, man, hustle.
You're talking like Mickey Mouse, Donald, all the Disney characters, Spider-Man, Superman, Batman.
Yeah, well, what just happens if you just say no?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Just keep
like,
walking.
You just keep walking, but like you kind of, because like, oh, your kid's going up there, so I got to like follow my kid and kind of give him some money because my kid, because you don't want to be like, oh, nope, let's away from Spider-Man. It was Spider-Man, by the way.
They don't usually get 40-year-old dudes. They usually are,
Yeah. So this was Spider-Man, but it was a Kirkland brand Spider-Man, right?
Okay.
And Kirkland brand Spider-Man, I don't know if he was tripping on something. I don't know if he had too much. He wasn't all there.
Okay.
And this was apparent. My son doesn't know. My son thinks it's Miles Morales, and he just came from the Spider-Verse, and this is Spider-Man, in front of us. So, like, I'm like, okay, let's just, hey, we'll wave hi. We're not getting a picture. That's $10. We're not getting a picture. Let's go wave hi to him real quick, and then let's just get on our way, because I can tell the Spider-Man's not in the right frame of mind, okay? So, Ronan goes, hey, Mike. It was the Miles Morales one.
Sure.
So, obviously, Ronan's a big Spider-Man fan. Who isn't?
Sure.
Great movies. Hey, Miles. And Miles just kind of looking. He's like, what? Like, he didn't even really say it. He just goes, hey. And I'm like, Ronan, let's go. And, like, the dude lifts up the mask a little bit and, like, doesn't throw up or anything, but, like, spits like a loogie. He goes, and then puts the mask back down. And Ronan's like, I guess Spider-Man wasn't feeling. I'm like, yeah, he's not feeling good at all. Let's go, dude. Like, I'm like, hey, Spider-Man, you're traumatizing my kid.
Yeah.
But yeah, he played it cool. But that's Vegas for you, I guess. That's what you sign up for.
So here's my thing with that crowd. Like, do they only take cash? You would think. There's no way these dudes are whipping out like the square, right?
No, but they have cash. They give you the Cash App name. Like, hey, you can go Cash App me.
Okay.
Keep it off the books,
Yeah, Vegas.
Square. You're on the books. Casey.
There's a lot of that. It's goofy, but still, man, you can't. Charles E. Man, unbelievable. Tallahassee makes it that much better.
Tallahassee. I mean, where else would it be?
That's a great point.
Yeah.
Someone's got to. Can you imagine Hamby? You know this. When this guy gets out of the slammer, everybody's going after this guy for an interview.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to talk to Chucky.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be honest, I only want to speak to him in the gimmick.
Oh, of course. Hey, let's be honest. Look, this is where you're selling. Nobody cares who you are as a person.
Not at all.
They only care about you until you put the mask on. That's the Bane Batman stuff. Nobody cared about me until until I put on the mask. Same thing.
Yeah. There you go.
That was a bad Bane impression.
No,
Sorry.
but you got
buddy.
the point.
Yeah.
It wasn't like the best Tom Hardy, but like the cartoon Bane.
There we go. Well, go and give me cartoon Bane. You think darkness is your ally? Okay, what do you got, Hamby?
That was closer to Hardy, but
that wasn't bad, right?
Still not all the way.
Tom Hardy's a goat.
He is. Agreed.
Tom Hardy's pretty good.
Now we want to move to, I thought, the biggest story of last night. It's not the biggest story because we just don't know a whole lot about it.
Is this a real story or
This is real.
This is okay.
Okay, it involves a picture I'm going to show you briefly.
Okay.
Briefly.
Or shortly, excuse me.
Okay.
But
briefly, yeah.
It was just out of nowhere. There was no build up to it. It just kind of was just like this picture was thrown out there.
Okay.
And so we were left to kind of sort through what all happened. I will be glad to break it down for you here.
I'm intrigued. Oh,
okay.
Yes. Okay.
You may have seen this.
Yes.
This is a screenshot of an Instagram DM from Owen McCown. He is the starting quarterback at UTSA for the Roadrunners.
Oh, yeah.
He is DMing a defensive back who used to play at Memphis. His name is Taj Rael. Okay?
That's
As
an
you can
awesome
see
name.
at the very top of the screen, there's a screenshot of what looks like a playbook.
Correct.
And that's exactly what it is. The Memphis DB straight up just sent the playbook to UTSA's quarterback the week before their own matchup.
This is
he
amazing.
says, here you go. That's all the signals. Owen replies with the crying emojis. I think just because he's that surprised that somebody would actually do this, I don't know exactly. It gets better. Mr. Taj Rael says far leftist coverages. I'll send you a better list. I'll go above and beyond to prove my loyalty to UTSA. I'll show you the calls. I got you. It's coming.
This is awesome.
Yeah.
Then he says they run quarters. None of their safeties can cover. Pretty much just saying
we suck.
They suck. By the way, he's a DB. He got benched, which makes it better.
That's awesome.
And the safety he's about to talk about is the one who's playing over him. No reroutes on the slot. The field safety is the weakest link in the defense. His hamstring hurting, but he's running out of eligibility. So when you play him, he's number 0. Owen replies, bet, but let me know if they cut your stuff. I'll put in a word.
That's the most amazing part of this.
So, which makes me question this: is Owen saying, "Hey, if you get pinched and you got to transfer,
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell my coach, hey, I got an informant we got to take care of."
I don't know that much. Yeah.
How does that conversation look?
I agree with that.
Well, here's what I want to know.
Let me just polish this off really quick.
Okay, polish it.
In the game, UTSA won.
Yes.
44-36.
Nice.
McCown threw for 280 and 4 touchdowns.
Shocking.
Huh.
When you know the defense.
That's true.
Here's my thing. How did this get leaked?
That's a good question.
Like, why is this why are we talking about it? Why is this screenshot everywhere? Is what I want to know. Like, who snitched?
Yeah, who did put this out?
An anonymous person sent it to, I believe, either a news organization either in Memphis or wherever UTSA plays. Or what is that, San Antonio?
San Antonio.
Yeah.
One of the two, somebody sent it anonymously.
I can't state this enough.
Okay.
Delete your stuff. Like, if I mean, like, this just ruined. Well, I assume the guy wasn't really going to have a career nonetheless, right? He wasn't that good of a player.
So
You would think that.
Where is my guy? That's my question.
Yeah.
Buddy's at Purdue.
Was.
No, he's now at Purdue.
Was, okay, but.
No, Purdue released a statement saying they looked into it and have no reason for further concern.
He promised he wouldn't do it again.
That's amazing.
And we're going to take him at our word because we're Purdue, and let's be honest.
Bro, how is this not a blackmail operation? Taj is straight up going to say, I better be the starting safety, or else I did it once.
I'll do it again.
I'll do it again.
And
I
we'll
better
do
be in
it
the
again.
lineup.
So, from a football standpoint, you're telling me this guy got benched at Memphis is now going to start at Purdue? What the hell's going on at Memphis?
What I'm telling you.
Why wasn't he in there?
I don't know if he's going to start at Purdue. I have no idea.
Sure, I get
but
you. But for this story, it's better if he does start.
Snitching on your own team, man.
That's amazing.
Dude, I always felt dirty, like, and I never had to go through this, but like when we had, how am I going to say the name? My rookie year, there was a guy that I played on the Jaguars with that came from the Saints. Oh, I just kind of gave it away. Came from the Saints.
Let's figure out who that was, Hamby.
Yeah. And well, there's a lot of people. Could be a lot of people. And Joe Cullen, like, brought him in. Like,
he's a D lineman.
When we're nope. I'll say he's not a D lineman. That's the thing.
For
And
the Saints?
Yes.
In 2011?
Nope.
No, he was a Jag in 10. Came from the Saints in 9.
Yeah. I'm not snitching though. But
let's find
and
that
like
out.
literally Joe Cullen got it. Like, hey, go ahead and tell everybody what you know the calls and everything. And the guy's like he almost didn't really want to do it. You know, like
Is that normal?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So like traditionally, and I'm not sure if it's still like this, but back when I played,
David Jones.
No. If you were getting ready to see, if you were getting ready to play like a team and you had an opportunity to pick up a player that team just cut, you bring that player on and then you say, hey, welcome to the Jaguars. By the way, go ahead and put down all the plays that you know, all the calls and everything on this piece of paper. Like that's
amazing.
That's common, man. Yeah.
This is a great story, by the way, the Memphis guy.
It's crazy.
Because I agree with him. Like, what? How did this DM relationship start between these two?
True.
Like, was Memphis guy like, yo?
What did you have to gain by doing is what I want to know.
He just wanted to see him.
You lost your team the game, probably.
He just wanted to see it burn.
And Purdue.
Yeah, Purdue's, what are you doing? Is a good one. But like
that's some Georgia behavior right there. Georgia would have come.
Hamby, do we know when was this game? The UTSA Memphis? Because like if it's in December, or November, I can understand bro being like sick of it.
November 2nd of last year.
Okay, so they still had some games to go.
Yeah.
Okay, so now here's what I'm wondering. Who'd they play right after UTSA? Do you have that up? I'm asking you unbelievable things.
Yeah, this is a lot.
Went from UTSA, then they played Rice.
Okay. So wouldn't you believe that there's a guy on Rice that probably also got the DMs?
You probably don't need it against Rice.
Memphis did go undefeated the rest of the season.
Just take your chances against Rice.
So you're telling me this is a one and...
no, I should be looking at UTSA. I'm sorry.
No, you should be looking at Memphis.
Well, they won all their games.
But so isn't the guy that was sending the defense on Memphis?
Yes.
Okay, so that's what makes this... You did it right. This is exactly what makes me more even confused. Why would he just one time send the crap to UTSA?
Well, maybe he had a relationship with a quarterback.
He had to know him. You had to.
I guess. Because it feels
You're
like...
just going to go into somebody's DM and be like, hey, man...
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
we don't know.
I know we don't know, but I assume.
I need to know if these guys know each other. Hamby, go ahead and pull up both Wikipedias. Let's see where they went to high school. Let's see what we can find out. Because if these are two random humans that have never met, I would like to believe somewhere in a DM request
here it is.
Casey's going full SVU on this whole situation.
I gotta know, man.
McCown and Rael were teammates early in McCown's high school career at Myers Park in Charlotte, North Carolina.
Had to be.
Okay.
Had to be.
Now this makes a little bit more sense.
Now we're helping each other out.
All right.
Okay. That makes sense then.
Okay.
I mean, it does. Well, it doesn't make sense, but I get it.
So here's what Purdue did. They searched every roster of who they're playing and see if there's any high school teammates.
But here's the thing, though. If you're Purdue...
You cut them.
And once again, I know you're desperate because you're Purdue.
You cut them.
Once a snitch, always a snitch is what I say, Casey.
You got to go.
Yeah, you can't be trusted.
Can't be trusted.
You cannot be trusted.
In the last 17 minutes, UTSA coach responded, saying his quarterback receiving the leaked playbook information, quote, had no bearing whatsoever on the outcome of the game.
I bet it didn't.
You said he threw for 2-something and 4?
280 and 4 tuds.
Sounds like it had a little effect. I don't know. I mean, I don't know if it was a good quarterback or not, but I don't remember hearing about him a lot during the season. It's just, it's insane, man.
This is amazing. This is such a good story.
It's insane.
Anyway.
Quote, the stuff he sent me didn't make any sense, so he didn't tell me, the coach said. He was just being nice to his buddy. It got blown out of context, in my opinion.
Stop!
There's no way that's true.
That can't be true. I'm done with it, man.
The best part of the DM is when he said, hey, man, if they get mad for you sharing all the defensive calls, we'll bring
put in a word.
We'll bring you in over here to UTSA.
We'll go and take a look.
This guy's like, I'm going to Purdue.
Well, let me ask you this. If you were, on an NFL team, got cut, and then another team brings you in, you snitching on the other team, all the play calls, forget,
Dude, it's me.
Zero loyalty. I got you. You're a survivor. Do what you got to do.
I'm just angry.
I can see Casey.
I'm just bitter.
If he was in the NFL, like he would just like put it on, like, hey, I was on this team. If you want to bring me on for a couple weeks, I can, share the information.
Yeah, barking it out.
Yeah.
I can't explain to you how I do it in real life too. After how things ended in radio, if they would have called and been like, "Hey, what was going on over there?" I'd be like, "You got a pen and paper?
Oh, you ready for this stuff? Here's what we're doing. Yep.
I'm just an angry person. I don't know what to tell you,
dude. It was weird being at practice today too, because I haven't seen like a lot of the radio people in a bit. People are afraid to talk to me. I feel like. I mean, not because of this show, just because I think people think like I'm a fighter, so like
you're not
social.
The most approachable.
But when you approach me, you're pleasantly surprised, aren't you? Like we have a good conversation.
I'm just saying, from the outside looking,
I got you.
I wouldn't be like, who's gonna talk to me? That guy.
I got you.
I'd be,
Yeah, so I would have to go like initiate the conversation, which is fine, but
do you really want to?
Not really. I mean, I would just rather be like organic, but then I feel like, well, let me go and break the ice here because I'm not trying to make it weird. Like, I'm a friendly person, so let me purvey the fact that I'm friendly. All right.
Better man than me.
Better man than a lot of people, I guess, huh?
That's fair. Anyway.
All right.
We got to be about out of time, huh, Hamby?
Yeah, we got a minute.
All right. Well, we got full pads coming up Monday. I'll be there. Brent will be there. Looking forward to some more intensity, more things to talk about. What do we got in the
almost
chat
like dude plays
leave?
Santa in Bad Santa? I would love to know what that means. It has to be about Charles E., right?
Probably. Mugshot Monday. Yeah, if only.
The Lost bit.
If only.
It's like the SpongeBob Lost episode. You guys remember that DVD?
Yep, I do.
It's like.
Do you still write that girl that you were talking to in jail?
No.
No, it's.
I had to let her go.
You had to let her go?
Because I mean, I had no pay. I mean, I couldn't do anything.
There's no payoff. Yeah, I mean, now you just have a pen pal, and no one has time for pen pals.
I don't have time.
I'll tell you what, we don't have any time at all either on the show because we have to go to the out segment, I guess you'd say, or the whatever.
The out segment?
I don't know. We're done with the show, man. That's it.
Oh,
Let's go to the parking lot.
Okay, that's fine.
Let's wrap it up, man. 1st and 10 training camp starting Wednesday, July 23rd, 11 p.m. I mean, I can just read it for you guys, or you can just read it yourselves. You take your pick, but going to have a lot of content, especially this up-and-coming week. We got full pads. Casey, you excited?
Why not?
Hamby, you pumped up full pads?
Let's do it.
All right, man.
Release my boy Charles E.
Release Charles E. for Casey Kurtz. Hamby pushing all the right buttons. Brent Martineau, I'm Austen Lane. Have a great weekend. Y'all stay safe. Stay casual. We'll see you next week. Peace.
Welcome inside the Armor Guard exterior and gutter helmet showroom. There's a lot going on, like glass exteriors, replacement windows, and down there we have the retractable screens and awnings, plus hurricane protection. Let's talk more about those gutters, and to do that, we bring in Kevin. He's the owner, he's the expert. Why Gutter Helmet?
Well, Gutter Helmet's truly the only maintenance-free product. It lets the trash and debris go on the ground, the water wraps around and goes inside. Unlike filters, they sit on top of the gutters, and the trash and debris build up on top of filters, which requires maintenance. With Gutter Helmet, we're going to keep you off the ladder, the most dangerous thing in your garage. With Gutter Helmet, you'll never clean your gutters again. So get off the ladder and put on the helmet. Gutter Helmet.
Get a free estimate at gutterhelmetofnorthflorida.com. You can also call 904-762-7779 or visit the showroom on St. John's Bluff Road in Jacksonville.
Year 2 is in the books for the Jacksonville Armada women's under-23 squad, taking another step forward in the Women's Premier Soccer League. Under the guidance of head coach David Goff, the girls in blue went undefeated at home for a second straight season, including a dramatic draw in the opener.
And they've left it to the death. Unbelievable stuff.
And a late winner to end the season at home.
Headed on. Here's a chance. Gianna Ramirez brings it down, still alive, takes a shot, and into the back of the net.
After fielding a younger roster in 2025 with talent from all across Northeast Florida, the future is bright for the Armada women's team. We highlight the ladies and all things Jacksonville Armada each week on Fleet and Footy on the Action Sports Jacks 24/7 network.
I'll put one in the back of the net for you.
Join us for player profiles, fun interviews, and the very latest on the Fleet and